do it like if I fail, I will add 3 luck points in case I fail the roll. And then if you don't fail, you don't use the points. If you do fail, you use them even if you rolled a 1, but it'd still be a 4 and to fail anyways, but you'd lose the points in that respect. Like,
Well,
do it
yeah,
that way.
maybe a fail, but at least not a critical fail. So you
Right,
might get something out of it.
But it would still be a fail, right?
Right.
Could
Just
try
not so
something.
spectacular.
Yeah.
I might need a light on here, eh?
I put one on too.
I have no idea. I need my watch. I have no idea what time it is.
8:06.
I have a full screen, so I can't see my watch. I'll just bring my watch over.
Okay.
At the door.
I will do that.
I'll see if she wants in. We're not doing anything yet. Oh.
Like join call, yeah. There she is. Yeah, she is. Yeah.
She wants to come in. She's shot a mile right over.
Yeah, that's what she did.
And pass on the window, right?
Yes, no, she didn't do that. She was just sitting there. Okay.
All right, I got the stream up for the first time, so I could actually see the production as it happens.
How do you do that?
Well, I have it on my Xbox playing while we play on.
I have a box here that says watch live stream, but last time I did that, it didn't work.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
Just I never hear any of the. If you have sounds and stuff like that going, I don't hear any of that.
Great. Yeah, nice to see you.
Indeed.
Guys. Welcome back. Hi, Trish.
Hello.
It's not coming through your. Are you hearing it in your headset? It's coming through here too. Can you turn on the volume completely or mute it or something?
There, it's better.
Okay, it just wasn't plugged in right?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys can hear Trish fine, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep. Everybody so far.
Yep.
Mhm.
I hear you, Kat.
Yeah, she's gonna jump on my chair. See? She's a dick.
I'm just watching Sean adjust everything right now.
Yeah, it's funny, eh?
Like he's moving Kyle's face into position on the stream.
I was actually moving Rob and Jesse there.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Whatever. Don't be so bad.
Kyle's all comfy lying down.
Yeah, Kyle's chilling. He's living it real.
Kyle's just living the dream.
Oh, she's gonna get you now.
What about Kyle living the dream?
You're just chilling, living the dream.
Yeah.
Like just toque on, ready to roll.
Yep.
I think this looks better for me if I go full screen though. If I do.
Well, I mean, it's either this or the baseball hat. I'm not. The baldness is too much.
No, man, the baldness is beautiful.
No, I've done.
Here's the day. Well, there's Harvey moved the door too. Look at that.
Must quickly for a start.
Yeah, small.
You know, hear that computer. Hear that computer. Just like Alex's.
Okay.
Kyle, can you talk for 1 second?
Yeah. What would you like?
That's the way it goes.
That's fine. I'm just trying to see the green box. One more time?
Yes.
Cool.
A check.
1, 2, check. 1, 2.
I wish it would somehow save this stuff, and it just wouldn't.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
I thought it did.
Yeah.
Dad is being put into position ever so gently.
Cat's being a dick.
She's always a dick. Whenever we start the stream, she's a dick every time.
She's like trying to figure out how to climb our bookshelves.
You can.
That's good, yeah.
I was gonna say you can start, and if you wanted to start recapping people, you can.
Are you sure you got my picture flipped, I think, right now, right?
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
You're here somewhere. I think it's just because.
You just need to double click on mine, I guess, or something.
No.
What I need to do.
Athena. Hey. Get down.
Hello, puppet.
Hello, Poppet. What's she doing?
No, she's looking. You can see she's like, oh.
Yeah, she's looking to see what she can destroy.
Yeah. She's the worst.
Amy,
Do you want me to bring it in?
if you want to give me 1 second.
Sure.
Bale, you want to talk for a sec so you know what your volume is for me?
Come here. God, you're bad. Slide down.
Hey, Derek.
Oh, we lost him. He's stoned. I mean, like, and then petrified, not the other way. At least I hope not the other way.
Alex is in the place.
Yeah, I am.
Derek, can you hear me? Well, I guess not. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yep.
you can
Yeah,
hear it.
yeah.
Derek is to the left of that, above that.
Looks like he's scanning his computer for things. There he is.
Did people start saying stuff?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we
Oh,
did.
whoops.
I saw mouse moving on the stream and I didn't hear it. I accidentally unplugged my headset.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's why.
You're good. No, yeah, we're saying nasty things about you and you weren't replying.
Oh, that's fine.
It's probably best he doesn't reply, lest the whole world burns.
Okay, the test is good. I can hear him fine. Oh.
Hey, McGee. We're just working on Derek in the frame here.
Okay, what time are we? 8:14. Okay.
We're a little bit late.
Huh?
I said
Yes, we're a little bit
I'm
late
sorry, I
today.
was. Baby wasn't sleeping.
That's
Okay.
okay. Nothing to be sorry about.
She's still not.
Well, if you need to step out, or if Sean needs to step out, that's fine too. Right?
No, she's just playing in her crib. Yeah.
She's a champ. She won't be a bother.
She'll go to bed.
She plays in bed on her own, and then she'll go to sleep on her own.
Yeah.
Derek is in place. Kyle's in place. Everyone is in place except for
Trish.
Trish.
Mm.
Oh, Alex,
Yes, sir.
did you ever look about my breath weapon number of uses?
Yeah, just one. It's
Okay.
it's either your Constitution modifier or one per rest. So in
Okay,
your case, one Constitution modifier is the same as one.
is
per rest.
one. Okay.
And I believe you have two spells, actually, two slots you can use right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So what we'll do, because we didn't start it the right way, like normally, is what we'll do is like right now with your spell book, you can cast any two of your spells you want, but then next to rest, I'll enforce the usual, like pre-prepare it kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sound fine?
Yep, sounds fine.
Okay.
Do you have to know what tool I have or what?
No. You can just
Okay.
in this case, this time, you can just until we rest, you can do it that way.
But then, so I should already have my 2 spells that I have
Yeah.
written down so I know, so I can't change what spells I'm using then.
Right. Yeah. You should
Yeah.
choose 2 right now. I don't
Right now,
necessarily
yeah.
know what they are. Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that.
Ambient dog noises.
Yeah, she's outside. The warg.
Why is this so finicky?
Okay, I got my 2 spells.
Can you,
I
can
got
you
my
guys
two-
can you guys hear me okay when I'm back here, like chilling like this, or not?
Yeah. Yeah, we can
Yes.
try.
Yep.
Okay, so I don't necessarily always need to lean forward. Gotcha.
Just
You're
like
fine.
I don't need to. I think you guys can hear me fine. I don't think I need to bring my mic up like this. The
That's
same thing for Trish. Like I noticed on the last stream because I hadn't tried the new cam yet, really. Anyway, the new mic before then,
Right.
but you can hear us like when we're whispering. You hear us whispering quite loud.
Yeah, you could, yeah. Like, well, maybe isn't it like wasn't there like a hot spring? Like you could hear that. Looks like we're good to go, eh?
Oh, shoot.
Pretty much, yeah. If you want to bring us in, go for it.
Absolutely.
What?
All right.
Notes.
All right, so I'm
That's
gonna
right.
My notes.
actually name and discuss you guys in the proper order
And a pen.
that's on the stream. So, all right, so welcome back to our Agents of Change D&D campaign. This is session 4 already. Can you guys believe it?
I believe-
Already the 4th one in, and we just got out of the underground. Finally. And that necessarily isn't what we thought would happen, but that's where we are, just getting out now. And if you'll recall, what we just did was emerge out from the tunnel into a burned down bar that maybe it's hard to say how much time has passed, but maybe 12 hours earlier was still up and running. Let's say somewhere around there. Could be more, could be 18 hours. It's hard to say. When you're underground, it does that to you sometimes. Not quite sure when the sun rises and sets, but I will introduce our players here, and then we'll get going. Okay. So we have Salazar and Galatar. Salazar being the Aasimar cleric, and Galatar being the Aasimar paladin. Salazar played by Rob. Galatar played by Jesse on the same camera.
Yeah.
Following those two beauties, we have Bale, the human warlock, who has recently encountered quite an encounter that was unexpected, and as a result, may have some strange tendencies. That's Bale, played by Derek. Thank you, Derek. Following Bale, played by Derek, we have Urzog Doomhammer, played by our video producer, and by a man named Sean, also known as Big Time. He's the orc. Next to Big Time Sean, we have Trish. And Trish, you are playing a kobold by the name of Trix. And it's a kobold monk who's actually come up with quite a number of potentially life-saving solutions to problems on the fly. So Trish is fast becoming the group thinker, so to speak, like the navigator of the right choices, it would seem, as things turn out. Following that, we have the high elf ranger, Elia. That's right, Elia, right?
Yep.
And that Elia is played by Kyle. Hello, Kyle. Welcome back. I thought you might have not been in the land of the living anymore, but I'm glad to see that you are indeed still alive. And then last but not least, we have Aldrax Dragonlord, the Dragonborn Wizard, played by Alan. Welcome back, Alan.
Glad to be back.
Okay, guys, so we emerged. I left you guys on a cliffhanger last time. We emerged out from the tunnel to a ruined Magain's Old Pine, still smoking, but, definitely reduced to the black ash, and Drut's still standing with burned down. And I said, as we looked up, as everyone climbs out of the tunnel work, I said that you notice somebody with their kind of one knee down, hand sort of rummaging through a portion of this ruined bar. And I said he had the sigil on him, the sword through a mountain, I believe I said, right? The sword through a mountain. And I left the impression that was an important symbol that some of you might have recognized or have seen before, leading to surmise that this is an individual you might have seen before. So I'm going to take you right back to that moment, okay? Seen or heard of before, let me be clear. I'm going to take you right back to that moment, right back into your character's eyes, and then we'll be off, okay? So as you guys emerge, there's a heavily armored guard, helmet off, okay, but pauldrons of steel, okay? And on his chest part is this mountain and a sword through it, and that is a typical emblem. As you may recall, Lorgum, in his constant chattering, had mentioned that emblem belongs to the captain of the guard of Daggerford proper, by the way, which I should add that you guys are not in right now. You're not in Daggerford proper. You're on some of the outskirt farm villages, the hamlets that are dotting the area. Considered still Daggerford, that's why they don't have their own names, but it's not city hub Daggerford yet. But nonetheless, here's the city captain of the guard of Daggerford, City of Daggerford guard captain, that is rummaging through the ruins, and he turns and he sees the emergence of an orc, a kobold, a human, a dragonborn, a high elf, 2 Aasimars. Am I forgetting anybody? And a village idiot by the name of belovedly Lorgum. He is still in tow. So he looks up and incredulously peers towards this massive form. And now this is a whole field. This is a bar that is burned down. This is a field of blackened earth. Struts this way and that, turn this way and that. The smell of burning woods in the air, even if it's been rained on or something like that. It's hard to tell what happened, but it's certain that there is no raging flame anymore. That's for sure, okay? So he's rummaging through basically the ash of this place and turns and looks up and says, "Hey, guards, seize these men." And all these guards come running up, pikes in their hands, the same Daggerford logos, but not the captain's logo, the same logo. And they immediately form a line between you guys and this individual that saw you. And he said, "Guards, to these men," because he sees these people emerging from this tunnel. And it's very clear that he had been investigating this site. Now, you guys, for fear of, being captured, here's this 8-strong unit of basically pikemen in leather armors. They're not very well clad. Daggerford is not water deep. It's not rich, but it has its militia. It has its garrisons. And they're here laid in front of you. And on his command to cease your movement, they draw their spears and halberds and various other things, points forward at you guys. And you guys are all in a line as well, side by side, scattered this way and that, okay? And so, the guard captain steps forward between them, and helmet off in his hand, okay? It's one of those helmets with a single top knot plume of horsehair at the top. And, one of those, T opening, so to speak. You know, one of those. You maybe see the eyes, a bit of the nose, and a bit of the mouth at most. Anyway, he has that under his arm, and he says, where in the blazes did you come from? We've got a whole damn bar burned down over here, and it's a mite suspicious that you lot showed up just in time. Now give me one reason why I shouldn't suspect you for the arson of this place.
Who's speaking up?
Does anybody want to step forward and maybe address? Does anybody feel like stepping forward and addressing this individual of obvious authorities, commanding at least 8 to 10 pikemen and who knows what else? He steps forward when nobody answers. The silent type. We got a treatment for people like that in my garrison. I'll find out what happened here. It ain't every day McGunn's old pine burns down now, is it? And I've heard a bunch of terrible things about what's been going on under here. And just as when we found out that there was a slave trade down here, sure enough, the bar goes up in flames. Now, isn't that suspicious, don't you think?
So I'd like to step forward.
Sure. Thank you.
Say, Captain, I don't think we've met, but your reputation precedes you.
That's right. Do I know you? Grey One? Who are you, Grey One?
You may know of me, Salazar. I've been around these parts, working with my partner, Galatar.
As you say names, he's running his tongue over his teeth. Like, doesn't ring a bell to me, that. In Daggerford, we have a specific group of clientele, and it sure as hell doesn't include this big fellow, pointing to Urzog. So, suggesting Urzog's out of place, right? And the rest of you.
So surely you must be wondering what happened to the slaves. Well, you're looking at the ones that are freed. So, looks like you showed up a little bit too late.
A fancy story, that. When I heard what was going on McGunn's old pine, we had a unit come right through here. A battle was joined, and everything slain. I think my men would have seen a bunch of slaves coming through here. For all I know, you're the rabble what did it, dressed up in rags and come through here, all acting all doughy-like, and pretending like I don't know anything about my own damn city. You've got to do better than that, Grey One. For all I know, I should wrap you up, put you by the gallows like old McGuinn himself. Heard he was running the whole slave ring, or at least helping run it, and he hanged last noon. You don't want that fate, do you?
I think we got off on the wrong foot.
What foot should I be getting on, Grey One?
I mean, it's quite a distance from Daggerford, and we're glad to see you here and bring order to this place, but surely we had to step in after seeing these slaves. So surely you must be pleased with the outcome.
Pleased with the outcome? A bar that is famed the region over is burned to the ground. Pleased with the outcome. There was a slave ring underneath my own boot print, not a 10-day journey by, in Daggerford, and you're telling me I'm supposed to be pleased with the outcome. Is anybody else in your rabble speak better than this Greyman here? How about you?
But the life saved? Look around you.
Stop speaking now. Stop speaking now. I'm the authority here in Daggerford and its surrounding hamlets, and I would like to speak to this human individual here. If he'll pull his hood back for me but a minute, he looks more like a shyster with the hood on. Now, you there. Step forward, you human. You, somebody I can trust or at least stand to look at.
There are a network of tunnels underneath the bar where the slaves were being run through.
Oh, yeah? And how's it that you know that?
Because I was one of the ones that came down to rescue them.
Rescue them? That's what you say, rescue them. It's a bit of an interesting rescuer's outfit, don't you think? Black this and black that. I don't know what the hell happened to your neck neither, nor do I want to know what kind of kinky shit you get up to in the brothel, alright? But I don't give a damn, alright? I'm supposed to believe you're not one of Keller's hired thugs. Give me a break, man. If I hear another lie out of these men, I want you to gut this orc right here. He's got enough guts to spill the whole bar floor over, and maybe they'll think it through. And as he says that, 3 pikemen come up near Urzog, points close. You can tell Fanar's not fucking around here. Now, the next one of you, I better hear the whole damn truth, or I'll gut this guy, this green pig, right in front of you. I don't know if you care about him or not, but if you don't want to stink to high heaven for the next 10 days, you won't want an orc's guts on the ground, I'll tell you that much. There's only one place for those, and it's on the battlefield, and it sure as hell ain't right here. So speak it up now, or I'll end it all for him. What happened here? Who burned down this tavern? When I had my men there were no secret passageways, no rubbish, no tunnels, nothing of that kind. I heard tell that a unscrupulous individual by the name of Keller had a band of men dressed not so differently from you, young master. What's your name?
Bale.
Bale. You've got a last name, do you?
That's not important right now.
Oh, it's not. I decide what is important here. Don't you, or haven't you heard that yet? I am Captain Didion Fanar, Captain of the Guard, and you will address me as such, or I will find a way to make sure that you've no tongue left to say anybody's name with. Do you understand?
My last name is not important. What's important are the tunnels underneath the bar.
Tunnels underneath the bar. So you're telling me the slave ring went through tunnels. Now, what would you suspect might have dug those tunnels, Master Bale? Do you think
The slavers?
the slavers dug the tunnels? So they would just be selling their own slaves, own workers in the slave ring? Or you think the slavers themselves would get off their galleons on the high sea and their trade routes to the Underdark, and they would dig the tunnel? Oh, my friend Bale, I don't know from where you hail, but it sure as hell ain't common sense where they live. I know that much. I have never met a slaver in my life who'll dig through a rock and stone like that. Now, if I cannot get more sense from one of you, I can only assume you're a band of brigands with an orc and a kobold and a dragonborn. These scum. Or you're the ones what burned the bar down and you're the slave traders. If you haven't heard, slavery's illegal in the Sword Coast, so you'll be hung not much longer by I was never very good at soliloquies. That's enough. I'm going to give one last chance for one sensible person such as you. The gray one, no. The human, no. Somebody tell me. Maybe it's you, big orc. You, who are threatening to spill their guts. Or maybe you have a fear of death after all. Who knows? Maybe you'll tell me the damn truth. Now speak up, you lug mucket. Tell me what the hell has happened here.
Let's get this right, Captain. I fear no one, but I'm having a bad day. Don't make it worse. What the gray-skinned ones and the weird-skinned neck human are saying is true. Ask anyone here, even the village idiot over there by the name of Lorgum.
Village idiot. Lorgum! God's sake, get Lorgum now! We know of Lorgum. Where is he now? And you guys see in the distance Lorgum running off already. He made his way. Didn't wait for this, but he heard the name of Keller. As you know, he works with Keller, and he's off running. God sees him now! And all 10 move up, chase him out into the brushes beyond the pigsties and fencings and whatever. And you would have surmised that despite them being heavily armored, they probably won't have too much trouble. And all you can hear in the distance is, and then just halt, stop, halt. And so Fanar, he sort of looks at that rabble, and being a commander, you let other people chase, you don't do it. So he turns to you, hand on a sword pommel, looks like a long sword maybe on the left hip. Okay. So, Lorgum. He's been a thorn in the sides of these hamlets for counting, oh gosh, more than I care to remember. I've been at my post 15 years at least. I've commanded and watched die 100 men times 10, and still I've seen Lorgum the idiot run up and down and poach this and that and bread and fish and diamonds. Lorgum, the lowest insect of intelligence here, and he's yet living when my good men yet die. It's unfortunate, don't you think? But being as that I am involved in a strange investigation, maybe you can tell me what you know. If indeed you were the slaves under the tunnels, what brought you in this direction through these tunnels? Surely you had some endeavor. Maybe, again, pats the pommel of a sword, maybe you would enlighten me upon what that is. Any of you. Maybe the orc, he spoke true enough. Or any of you. Tell me what it is you were after to get you in this way, to find you underneath this bar and into this hellscape now, you see, before you burn to ash. You say you're slaves. Who slaved you? You say you say you moved through their tunnels. On what account? How did you get through 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, however many crazed tunnel passageways there must be down there in this figment of imagination? Play it as if it were real and tell me what happened.
Anyone? Or am I taking it?
You can take it. He doesn't seem to want to listen to me.
It's the fucking gills, bro. You shouldn't have put on the mask.
I like the gills.
Well, you see, Captain Fanar, myself, the Kobold, and the Dragonborn were caged to be sold as slaves. Then the Azamar, the human warlock, and the elf came to aid us in our escape. It was Lorgum who was left to guard our cages. One might say that was a bad choice.
One might say, yes, you're right. Continue, please.
We later on, we were lost in these tunnels below, and we encountered some sea spawn.
Sea spawn?
Sea spawn.
Sea spawn, you mean the zombie fish, what, like that? Like
yes, that? Something like that.
I've heard tell for sure. There's a number of water bodies, and especially the Sword Coast Sea itself. There's all kind of monsters that live down there, but sea spawn in the tunnels, that doesn't seem right to me. I can't imagine any tributary from Sword Coast that goes right through the ground here, can you? To my wells of my farmers, do they dig up salt water? No, they do not. So, sea spawn I find far-fetched. As you know, they require salt water. I'm sure the wizard here, this reptile wizard, he at least must know that in his collegiate studies. Do you not?
I am well aware of the sea spawn not being able to be around here, but they are. I can only assume that they were sent there for some purpose.
And what purpose?
To stumble across.
What purpose, Magi, would you divine that to have?
Well, because I was able to glean some of their information. So I know that there must be a scouting party, because sea spawn do not travel by twos. There's usually more, and they're always in salt water, like you said. So there must be something brewing that we stumbled across. But when we tried to question them, we had to get into a dispute about why they were here. Unfortunately, they did not live through the dispute.
Quite a bloody debate, then, would you say? Or
Very short.
well, my men and I have gone on conquest against the sea spawn for more days than I reckon you've been alive. So we're not afraid of sea spawn, but it is rather curious that they're here. I would take your leanings on the sea spawn as if it were the case, because sea spawn are not unknown to do such strange things every now and then, send emissaries and whatnot through the Sword Coasts, through the tributaries, but maybe pass through some freshwater aqueducts, something like that. But they, as you, I'm sure, know, they are always the thralls of a much more dangerous creature, and so
that's why we were trying to find somebody to warn them that something is going on down here under the tunnels that we stumbled across.
I see. Yes, I see.
But then we met Logum, and well, he's the village idiot, so
I do know that. Yes, I do. Yes, Logum. And in fact, there he is right now. As you can see, my men, he gestures broad to his back left side. His back left side, and you can see 3 pikemen carrying Lorgum by his arms with his legs not touching the ground anymore, being hauled away, presumably to hang or go to prison or both. As you can see, Lorgum, his reputation precedes him. My men are quite well trained, and it is never very difficult to capture him the first time. It's more difficult to keep Lorgum captured, if you know what I mean. He has.
But maybe he knows more than he's pretending.
Knows. Lorgum knows. That right there is an old wives' tale from a drunken sailor if ever I heard one. Lorgum knows, and anything that follows that must be a joke. That much I can assume.
Well, you know him better than I do.
Yes, but Dragonborn, what is your styling, Dragonborn? What do they call you? Where you're from?
My name is Aljax Dragonborn.
Aljax Dragonborn. Do you hail from hence or no?
Pardon me?
Do you hail from hence or no? Do you hail from these lands?
No, I do not. I'm on a different plane. I've been sent down here on business of my own.
Business of your own. And that business of your own finds you in a cage in the outskirts.
Like the orc said, we were somehow subdued and caged.
And you don't remember your subjection?
No, I do not.
Okay. You don't remember your subjection?
I believe we were drugged.
You believe you were drugged somehow? Okay. Now the lot of you. What that's enough. Thank you. Was it Aklax Dragonborn? I'm sorry. What was it?
Aljax.
Aljax. Thank you for speaking straight as much as your kind can do. I know your sort. I know are fond of riddles, and my kind are not. I'll say that much for sure. Now, the lot of you, looking at the ground during this story, does this sound familiar? He's sea spawn and whatnot. I've been down there. I've been down there in these underbar depths. Does that sound about reasonable? Mrs. What is your name, pointy ears one?
It's not me.
Do you speak or is she mute? Oh, there you go. There we have it.
It's Elia.
Elia, does this Dragonborn story check out to you or not?
Well, I wasn't captive. I helped
No.
the Azamar free them. The Azamar and Bale. We helped.
I see.
Free.
Azamar, gray one. The other gray one, not the fool on the other one. I already spoke to him. You gray woman. Now, is this true? What was said that you engaged in some sort of battle prior to my men's arrival?
Yes, so we engaged in battle with Seaspawn.
No, I mean in the bar. Are you as dense as your companion there, you grey one? I mean, in the bar, how did you come to find this? You were not a slave, I'm assuming. You were just named by this elf as not a slave, but a combatant. Is that the case, or are you lying? Or is she lying?
No, we are all friends.
You're all friends. Well, isn't that just fine and dandy? Now, what I ask you, I'm going to ask you again. I'm going to spell it out very clear. This pointy woman, Elia, pointy ear woman, she says that she was not a slave, but rather engaged in a battle to free the slaves with you two gray ones before you found and met your beloved friends here. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
It was correct. So what possessed you to look down in a tunnel, if that's accurate, if I can say that that's accurate? What possessed you to go down into a tunnel if the battle was joined in the bar? Did you have some knowledge of this ring or this slave ring or what?
We were following the footsteps of other of Keller's people.
His hirelings, underlings, yes, sure. And you believe he was involved in the slave ring, then, Keller?
Well, with the cages, it was pretty obvious there were slaves.
Right, well, yes, that's true. I haven't seen the cages myself. I've got a garrison of men ready to marshal down there as we speak. As we talk right now, I'll take your story at face value. If there's no cages to be seen, well, that's quite another matter. I'm sure you'll understand. Now, these gray ones, they so haughty, they speak in different ways. I would try my luck, and he looks down at Trix. I would fancy maybe trying my luck with this 3-pint here, this little, gremlin thing. Maybe it would give me a straight answer, like the lot of the Dragonborn did, or the Orc did. Now,
that's what happened.
little thing, he gets on a knee, little thing. You were what now? What was your relation to these matters? I'm investigating these matters. What was your relation to them?
Prior to being woken up in a cage, nothing.
Mm.
So we were in the cages, 3 of
Mhm.
us,
Mm.
and we're grateful to the other 4 that came to our rescue.
Great.
Otherwise, we would probably still be there.
Right. Or dead, perhaps, you think, if there's sea
Or dead.
spawn lurking. Who knows what else, as I've said. As I spoke to the Dragonborn, there's very few sea spawn would have a mind for themselves. You should be careful in such places. Even one such as your ilk would know. You tunnel-dwelling folk, you would know that this is not to be trifled with, if indeed your story
It's a
checks
strange
out.
place, but there is the saltwater stream in there.
There's a saltwater stream. Tell me about the stream. What do you mean, saltwater stream?
If you go down into the tunnels, you'll find for yourself.
Well, I have my men on that, so I will be sure to do that.
Okay, they're going? I didn't know if they were in there.
Yes,
yet.
they are. I've marshaled my hosts now. 10 to 12 men, I'm told, all armed to the teeth and sure to run through anything what looks unsavory or tells no truths. They tend to have that effect on them when I give them an order. They carry it out. I'm sure you can appreciate that. Now, it is getting on to way past the sun setting portion here. And I have not a mind to speak my whole job away. I've got sword swinging to do and men to command and no doubt shit to shovel based on how my job goes. So I'll tell you this one thing, and y'all better listen well. I, Didion Fanar, am the captain of the guard. This gives me the authority to do what I wish to whomever I wish it, as long as I have the reasonable belief that it would be necessary. There is, you may know, in Daggerford, we are governed by the Council of Guilds. That council has seen fit to appoint me as the military executor of their affairs across all the hamlets. So I will say this as clear as possible for the gray ones that have trouble with earthly words. Do not cross me again. If I see you up to no good, then there will be trouble. And the orc's blood may not be the first this time. It may not be the first. So, I've got Lorgum, sweet Lorgum, to go question, and I'm going to let you be. I see by the look on these gray ones, though they may be not worth much in the mind, these celestial folks, always some other world they belong to. I know by their armor, I know by their station and stature, that they are probably, most likely at least, one of a group of several agents that my garrison has been part of, or in touch with, I should say. Excuse me, the hot sun is hot in these pauldrons, you can imagine. We have had many sorties or discussions with various groups you may have heard of. Some secretive, others less so. Some you'd call the Harpers, others the Edgecrafters, others the Discoverers. There are many groups and gatherings around. Nonetheless, though I take their station as to be one of these groups, they knew me by name after all. The rest of you pathetic lot did not. I will say that if all the story checks out when my men get up here, then fine. Maybe we have more to discuss. But if they run afoul of even the shit-sty sweeper, I will make sure that you are never going to see daylight again. Do you understand me?
Yes, Captain. Are we free to go?
You are free to go. I have no cause to keep you. Just keep your nose out of trouble. If you want drink, there's drink. If you want work, there's work. We have bounty boards set up in the Sword Coast. You may imagine was called. It's been called one of the most dangerous places on Earth by Volo the Magnificent. And he would know a thing or two. So we have monsters that need hunting, and we need people to do them. And it's up to you if you are that sort of ilk. But I tell you this, I'm not your tour guide. I'm not your mother. You wipe your own asses and you find your own jobs, or come to me if you've got information. And until then, you're free to go. And he walks off.
Shoot an arrow at him quickly. No.
Feel free to discuss what you think the group may want to do now. You have at your option a short journey or so to Daggerford proper, which would be a city town with markets and things of that nature. It's a walled settlement, and its population lives mostly in these hamlets that you find yourself in one of. So that means Daggerford proper is more like a mercantile zone, more like a trader's market, more like a place for soldiers, a garrison. There are a number of establishments you guys can visit. As he mentioned, there are jobs that need taking and plots that need figuring. So have a discussion. Decide where you want to go. Decide what you need. Maybe a day's rest. Maybe something to eat. And we'll take it from there as I get out of my Didion voice.
Well, that went pretty well.
Yeah, anybody have any ideas what we want to do next as a party?
I mean, I think I'm kind of hungry.
Okay.
Urzog is definitely hungry.
I think we need to find what's the nearest tavern that's not burned down.
You think McGuine's is a franchise?
Alex, since Galatar and I have some kind of we know a little bit about the area.
Yeah.
Do we know what the nearest? Can I recollect what the nearest tavern or inn would be?
Yes, I just need you to make a history check, like intelligence.
Okay, I just gotta check my stats here.
Yep.
What was that? Intelligence or history?
History. Go with history, please. I believe it's intelligence based, but go with history.
Oh yeah, how do we say we're gonna use luck points again?
So you can. I'm gonna allow you to declare before the roll or after the roll, for now, and we'll adjust that as we need to. Okay. So you can, if you fail, if you roll poorly, you can.
Yeah, I'll use my luck points. I think I had 4, so I'll.
And then, are they used up once you use them, or do you always have 4?
They're used up. You have to earn more.
Okay.
It's like a currency you can
Points.
use.
I rolled a 12.
You rolled a 12 and you added 4, or with the 4 it's 12?
Oh, that's with the 4.
With the 4 it's 12. Okay, so you certainly know some things. If I can get everybody to mute or volume down, everybody but me, Rob, Jesse, that'd be preferable. Jesse, you're okay too because you would have this knowledge as the tandem that you are. It won't be too long, guys. So.
Okay.
Thumbs up when you're off, okay? Yeah, okay. If you need to go to the bathroom or whatever, you can, but it's not going to take too long. Okay, guys. So you have been here, as you know. You've been you've been around this area. So here are some important locales in the area, okay?
Okay.
Well, give it to me.
Hold on, I'm going to mute my dad. He's
Sure.
He's talking away here.
Yeah, well, if you come along around this side, you won't be on camera.
1 sec, sorry.
Come over here, you won't be on camera as long as you don't go behind me.
How do I do this?
No, I'm muted.
That's fine. We can hear you. Okay. We'll manage.
He thinks he's muted, but he's not.
Because no, not all of us. Only Sean talks like an art.
Dad,
What?
you're not muted.
Oh, how am I not? I muted all my sound.
No, but your voice is coming through. So, like, just chill a bit, maybe. Anyway, okay. So here are some important landmarks, okay? Ducal Castle, okay? This is the set.
Mute. It's not muting.
This is the. This is the center. Sorry, I'm all sweaty. This is the centerpiece of Daggerford, okay? It's a long-standing castle that has served the Dukes of Daggerford since the age of Tyndall. It was surrounded on 3 sides by the commons, a small stretch of grass that could be used for grazing and in case of a siege of the town. Additionally, there's Morning Glow Tower. Previously, it was dedicated to the priest the god Lathander. Now it is home to the revived deity Omnator. Okay, Omnator. There's a marketplace featuring local growers, farmers, and other merchants. They congregate within the town's open market twice a 10-day to sell their goods, okay? For a short while, the stalls before were collapsible because the militia had no dedicated training area, so they would use the market square for training when the need arose. Other than that, there's the drill fields, a wide open area where militia training is conducted. There's a caravan ground, and there's a tannery. There are actually, despite its size, Daggerford's divided into quarters. Okay, there's the river quarter, where there's dock workers. There's the caravan quarter, where there's trade, businesses, shops, a tavern in the caravan quarter. Okay, that includes Lady Luck Tavern. Okay, in the caravan quarter of Daggerford, Miller's Dry Goods, and Fair Fortune Hall. These are businesses. Okay. Then there's the Farmer's Quarter. There's, in the Farmer's Quarter, River Shining Tavern, Cromark's Smithy, and the Harvest House, which is a local temple to Chante, the harvest goddess. Finally, there's the Money Quarter, where it's easily the most affluential area. So Daggerford is very diverse in its development, even though it's small but made up of like neighboring hamlets or outskirting hamlets. Yeah. So all this center has like shops, businesses, places of political importance, and so on. So do you have that?
Yeah. So how far are we from Daggerford right now?
I'm going. Yeah, we should be farther than what we are, but I'm going to sort of muck it a bit. on that count, and I'm gonna say that you're a day's ride out from Daggerford. So you can take.
As far as we know, is there any other like inn
or a day's walk from Daggerford? None of you have.
Okay. Is there any other like inn or tavern that's like nearby where we are like right now, like near old guy fine?
Yeah, something like that. Okay. Yeah, there actually is. Let me look here, make sure. So, in one of the hamlets, it doesn't say which. I'm consulting data here, but in one of the hamlets, there is mention of a. I didn't make this word up. The Lizard Gizzard Tavern. Lizard Gizzard Tavern.
Oh, that's cute.
It's not quite reputable. It's a bunch of farmers that probably stepped in shit before. But we'll say the Lizard Gizzard Tavern, as it's not locatable, like it's not told me where the geography is. We'll say it's a 10-minute, 15-minute walk through the pigsties and farming lands that you're in, the hamlets that you're in.
It's not as nice as the old McGuine's Pine.
No. It's a piece.
It's not where it's where the locals go.
Yeah, it's a piece of shit. Yeah, McGuine's had more of the entire Daggerford interest. This would be very much. And of course, there's a stable and the things that farmers need. So there are other people to talk to and places to go. But if you're looking for a tavern or an inn, Lizard Gizzard is the place. Lizard Gizzard Inn. So, we good?
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
Hold on, I'm sorry, guys. I need one more second with them. I apologize. There's something I forgot of great import that I need to mention.
All right.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. One more second. Give me the thumbs when you're good. When you're off. Yeah. Okay. No one can hear me other than you guys. Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
There's something I need you guys to impress as agents of the campaign or whatever. It seems to have gone. There's a lot of information going through, so it may have gone over. But don't forget, you were tracking Diddy and Fanar with Keller, right?
Yeah.
So if one of you will come to that recollection on the walk to Lizard Gizzard or at the nighttime in the tavern, just keep that with you, okay? And then share that with the group in some way, at least as a hypothesis. Like, well, wait a second here.
Yeah, he's basically like keeping up a facade.
Yeah, something is going on here. How was he there? And if he was, did he exit the tunnel and then bullshit that whole interview? Okay, so just keep that in mind, okay? Okay. Thank you so much for your double patience. I appreciate. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yeah, everybody hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay, great. So Salazar and Galatar have been working these areas for some time. They are the ones who heard tell of a slave trade. They managed to liaise with Elia, who was in turn interested in offering her services to end what they saw at that point, which by their own eyes was indeed a slave trade. So they came in to do it. So by virtue of this time spent in Daggerford, for reasons that I'll let them talk to you about if the need arises, they do have some knowledge of the place and its surrounding areas. As a result, I asked him to make a test on his own mind, as D&D would often do, and he successfully uncovered a few things. So I'll let, if it's okay, Salazar and Galatar, I'll let you guys take it away as a suggestion of what you guys might want to do.
Yeah, so it seems like, we, especially for the slaves, like you all must be incredibly hungry. I think we all need some rest, get our bearings, and be able to decide what to do on the next day. So Old McGuine's was quite a nice tavern at one point. There is a nearby farming tavern called the Lizard Gizzard. It's a little bit disreputable, but I think they'll have room for us, and I think it's only 10 minutes down the road. So if everyone's okay with that, I think we can go to the Lizard Gizzard, get some rest, and we need to talk a little bit about what happened with Captain Fanner. But once we're out of earshot of these guards.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Let's go to the Lizard Gizzard.
Off to the Lizard Gizzard.
I just would like you guys to know
What a
that
beautiful name.
I wish I made that name up, but that is a place. So, so enjoy the various flavoring of the Lizard Gizzard.
And if I were to open up the map, Alex, for geographical purposes, would you be able to tell me around where it is?
Unfortunately, that is the data that eludes the Dungeon Master. I just know it resides in the hamlets of Daggerford, and that's as much as I know. But you guys are lucky enough to be within 10 minutes of the place if you care to walk there. And as you do, or if you will, there is all manner of farming visuals you can enjoy, such as pigs, slop pushers, all kinds of stuff. This is a mud first, grass never type of place. This is muck as far as you can imagine, and fencing rotted out, thatched roof housings, farming the whole bit, medieval farming to a T. Okay, that's what kind of
Oracle feel right at home.
that's the kind of place you're walking through. Okay, now as you do, as the DM, there's always the desire or the wish to like speed things up or get us to where we need to get to and things like that. So instead of having you guys loaf through what is rather uninteresting territory, we can do it this way. Is there anything that you guys want to mention or talk about between each other? You can imagine we're walking right now as we go through this. Is there anything you guys want to talk about now as you clear the hamlets proper and you're going down dirt roads with rickety signposts to other hamlets and following towards one sign that says "To Lizard Gizzard Inn"? Is there anything you guys want to talk about before you make that journey successfully? There are no threats of monsters here. This is a settled land. Is there anything you guys want to mention or discuss about what your desires for the quest are, what it is you just went through, anything like that before we settle you into Lizard Gizzard? Now is the time to do it.
I think I'd just like to, now that we're out of earshot of the guards, I would just like to tell everybody a little bit about what we're up to and what we know about Captain Fanner.
Okay.
So, he wove quite a tale. I don't know if he had just come out of the tunnels or what he was doing up in that bar, or if he or his guards were responsible for burning it down, maybe. But he is definitely involved with Keller in some way. We tracked him and his movements with Keller. We don't know exactly what the nature of his involvement is, but there is some involvement. Something is going on with Captain Fanner and Keller, which is connected to this slave ring, which is connected to these tunnels.
So right. He could be on the take the look the other way, you're saying, possibly?
I don't know if he's looking the other way or if he has a more direct role, but okay. He is definitely involved, and he knows more than what he's leading on. And whatever investigation he's doing, I don't think this is a legitimate investigation. I think he's very much controlling what information gets out or what the story is about this fire that occurred or this battle that occurred.
Okay, so we have to be aware what we say to him and keep our wits about him then.
Yeah, definitely. So he's well respected in Daggerford, and he has a lot of power in Daggerford. So we have to be very careful that we don't come right out and, accuse him of anything, because that's a death sentence for us.
Right.
So I think we need to just keep in mind that we can't necessarily trust him or the guards. Yeah.
Okay.
So what you're saying is it's good that I didn't try and hurt him then.
I think surely that would have been our deaths.
I would like to add that Lorgum also confirmed this and said that Keller and Fanner were working together.
I feel kind of bad for him. We just kind of abandoned him.
He won't know the difference anyway. He's an idiot.
I
Well, if it's
also
he might be able to escape if it's any indication of how he's survived so far.
Right? Yeah, he's a survivor, right?
Yeah.
He might be more worried about us.
Especially the big green thing. Not me. The other big green thing.
But yeah, that's all. Other than that, I think we should all get some rest. You've all, for those of you that were in cages, like this must have been a terrible experience.
I'm pretty thirsty. I could use a grog. That's for sure.
Since we're on the way, does everybody plan on sticking together?
For now, your needs are okay with mine. I mean, I am here on my own quest, which will remain secret to me until otherwise. But yeah, I'm definitely don't want to go alone. I don't know this. I don't know this plane. I've never been here before, so this is all strange to me.
I also want to.
I'll stick around.
Yes, I'm good on staying with the group. I'll just want to add that Fanar made it very clear if he sees us again, we might be in big, big trouble. So
Right,
I
you did mention that.
I definitely believe he's guilty and associated
Well, I think
with.
it's important that we stay on his good side. So if we do jobs, for example, if we're doing service for the community, ingratiating ourselves with the community, we may be able to gain a respect and reputation that will allow us to learn more about his true motives. I think what he's warning us is to stay on his good side.
Right, now,
But
at this,
we can do that and still, be true to our ideals.
Right. At this Lizard Gizzard, he mentioned something about job boards. Are they there at this place? Or do we know?
It is. Go ahead, please.
Oh, so what I know is that it's local farmers. Maybe they have. We can ask. Perhaps there's some work that needs to be done in the local community. This may be a good way to learn a little bit about what's happening in this hamlet. It's interesting. The city itself, Daggerford, it has a castle, ducal castle in the middle, and then the city itself is divided into quarters and different districts. But the outlying hamlets, the farming communities, they really support Daggerford. So it'd be interesting to take the pulse of the community on the outskirts. We might be able to learn a little bit more about their relationship with the captain of the guard and the guard itself.
Okay. Sounds okay to me.
Okay, well said and well questioned. Good questions, good discussion. Thank you guys so much for that. And without further ado, why don't we notice that, in fact, as the sun is going down and the wind is a little more chilly this evening, that the dim and otherwise uninviting light of the Lizard Gizzard is but about 20 paces forward. You've made your journey successfully. A stimulating, interesting conversation. As Salazar mentioned, there are a number of things to consider. And I'm glad that you guys remembered that it was, in fact, Fanar, according to Lorgum anyway, it was Fanar that was the second pair of feet you were tracking. It was Fanar, Captain of the Guard, and Keller. So I'm glad you guys remembered that fact, because that strange, wouldn't you say? That doesn't, obviously, whatever he had said there to you guys, like as Salazar said, is it a ruse? Is it, who knows? But that's all for another day. That is another game, another day in the game world. So it's not. I'm ending it here. Don't worry. The Lizard Gizzard is not a nice place. Okay, it is as full of redneck visions, whatever those are in D&D. It's as full as that type as you can imagine. Teethless farmers types, spit on the floor types. These kinds of things. McGuine's Old Pine wasn't exactly a place a prince would go either. and this is several orders below that. It's a wonder if they serve more than one kind of drink. And it's also a wonder, as in a question, of what really that drink is. But nonetheless, let's say Salazar and Galatar, you're leading the way here because you know this area, having worked this area on your own aims, yet to be discussed. Why don't you lead the way and open the Lizard Gizzard, and I'll get to describing some of the...
Yeah, so I'll... First of all, do I notice anything in, like, does it look like it's lively tonight? Like, there's patronage?
Yeah, that's a good question.
What do I see as we're approaching? What do I hear?
So it's about like 6:30 p.m. And there's a decent 3-4 tables full of individuals, all men, no women, and all human, nothing besides. Daggerford has, I should also say, a history of human occupancy, but not just human occupancy, human, elf, dwarf being the most common. If I can give you a quick history lesson, Daggerford was the site of a rather important battle. Daggerford itself not magnificent by any stretch, though, as I said before, the crown jewel of this area is Waterdeep. Okay, Waterdeep is like the Toronto of this area, and Daggerford's like Markham or something. You know, it's like, or what, like, you know, like whatever you want to say. Like, I'm playing a little loose, but you know what I mean. But so Daggerford wanted to be Waterdeep and still wants to be Waterdeep. That's why they're run, like you said, like you may have heard Fanar say. That's why they're run by the Council of Guilds. So it's literally representatives of businesses arrayed into a council, and they decided that some time ago that this is what they would be run by, because originally Daggerford was founded by the Daggerford family and by a warrior type known as, and I'm not making this up, okay, it's in the lore, but by the name of Conan Daggerford. He founded Daggerford. I wish that I had a different name for him because it sounds cheesy as hell, but he founded Daggerford. As of right now, Daggerford is led by maybe the 8th heiress down the line. A female member of the Daggerford clan runs Daggerford as the sort of the mayor, if you want to say that, I guess. But the Council of Guilds is the seat of power because Daggerford wants to be a consumer haven like Waterdeep. Waterdeep just happened to be famous. Waterdeep just happened to be like New York on people's lips. You know what I mean? It's Waterdeep. You know, it's hard to overcome that, but Daggerford will try. Anyways, Daggerford has that history of human, dwarf, elf occupancy, and other things besides, but mostly that. And the reason for that is because human, elves, and dwarfs came to Daggerford's aid many centuries ago together. And the result of that was a battle they fought for the fate of this region, the Sword Coast region, which was against the Kingdom of Many Arrows, an orcish kingdom that still to this day exists in sovereignty in the north of this continent, of the Sword Coast, the Keep of Many Arrows, okay? So if you hear these names, this is what they're referring to. So they battled Many Arrows to keep Daggerford as one of the sites of conquest free of orc occupancy. Unfortunately, those alliances frayed over time because they couldn't agree what the true nature of the Kingdom of Many Arrows was. Some thought they were just savages, and I'm sure Sean's character knows this well, this tendency to understand orcs in this manner. So I don't know who, down the line historically has felt or thought a certain way about orcs and the orcs of the Many Arrows Kingdom in specific, but I do know that there were some that said orcs are orcs, and we must cull them from the land entire. We've proven this in our alliance against them. They have to go. And a member or members of that alliance did not see eye to eye with that proposition many centuries ago. And since then, the ties between that alliance have frayed open, and Daggerford was a site of that difficulty. So, as it stands now, despite the occupancy of dwarfs, elves, and humans, Daggerford happens to be more of a human offshoot in the current era, after the Alliance's dissolution, after their disagreement about orcs. So I'm saying all this, when Rob just asked me how many people are in there. I'm saying this because seeing an orc walk into a place like this, make your mind up what that's going to be like, okay? So, as DM advice, I would just say, given the tensions in this region, just be ready. Just be ready. You never know, right? Okay? All right, so that being said, there are 3-4 tables. Thanks for listening to my history soliloquy. It's sometimes important that I place you guys in the world, so you understand what's going on. This is several centuries since that war and since that dissolution, but yet still the Kingdom of Many Arrows stands, and its relationship to the humans and Daggerford is, to be honest, not known to many. Right? Who knows what happens? Who knows what skirmishes, if any, happen on the borderlands between these places? Anyway, 3 to 4 tables full. As you walk in, you swing the door of this tavern open. The smell of hay is strong in the place. Like, it is very clear that they've used hay to mop up piss on the bar floor, you know what I mean? On this wood bar floor. It's not ever gonna be a place that smells good, okay? And you guys are walking in together. You do represent the biggest group right now. The place as you walk in is very grungy, very dingy. There's a few windows, but they're kind of caked over in corners of dust there, or cobwebs, or whatever spit shine some sort of peasant thought they should do, that ended up making the windows more greasy than they were clean. So whatever chewing tobaccos have been horked all over these. It's not a nice place, okay? And there's not much to see, so there's not much light coming in. It is a grimy den, okay? And this grimy den, there's a square-ish bar construct that punctuates the open dark wood floor. It's not a nice dark wood, so don't think it's rich. It's just dark for God knows what reasons. Blood, piss, spit, all the things caked at eons, like I say. So you walk in, there's tables to your left and right. Some are empty, some are full. There's not a single table that will fit the lot of you, but there are a few tables scattered. If maybe you want to bring them together, maybe you don't. But as you walk in, you have a look about you as a whole, and you're catching the eyes of every tired farmer, every swindling sweater that has never worked a day in the fields, gap-toothed, ugly sons of bitches that you could ever imagine humans would be. Tonsure cuts, just the hair around their brim only, with nothing on top. These are the guys that don't have money for haircuts, that don't have, they're barely grinding it out, and they look all at this troop. Some in armored gray skin, some green, some all kinds of stuff. Of course they're gonna stare. So what'll it be? Do you pull up a table? Do you go to the bar? Do you pull multiple tables together? Do you take that upon yourself? Do you seek the proprietor of this establishment? Do you meet the gators of some of these people?
I think I'd like to go to the bar, the proprietor, and just to try to make friends here and address any concerns. I'd like to just say, let's get around for everybody. We don't want any trouble. We've had a long day. We just need some rest.
So
do you mind if we pull some tables together?
So you're talking to the bar?
Yeah, and I just want to get around, for the house on us.
Let's have this conversation.
I'll pay for it.
Okay? Let's have the conversation.
Yeah.
Because it might be useful, and I'm forgive me in advance, but the Lizard Gizzard is run by a matronly woman, so enjoy the vocal of attempts of doing that. Okay, so as you approach the counter, and God rest all your ears souls because this is gonna be rough. But as you approach the counter, there is a old woman, her hair in a bun, fraying down the sides and flyaways everywhere, a ruddy color brown and just shocks of gray running through. And as she looks over, cleaning a glass as they do in the movies, those kinds of things. Cleaning a tankard, I should say, not glass. They don't have time for that. They have, steel steins and things like that. And she says, and she's only got molars. Okay, we're talking maybe a teeth down here somewhere, but nothing straight up top here until the molars. Okay.
What a strange night coming in here to the Lizard Gizzard. What it be? We haven't seen your like grey one. Although I do hear it's a quite enjoyable time when one of yours is born. I had a son once that told me he saw the birth of one of you. He saw the birth of one of your grey ones, and he said to me that it was one of the cutest ceremonies he ever seen. Anyways, I always overtalk myself, you know how it is. Lizard Gizzard only gets like a peasant in their Clydesdales what drink beer. So what can I do for you, grey one? Blessings upon you.
Ma'am, it's a pleasure to meet you, ma'am, and patronize your establishment.
And my pleasure to meet you too, grey one. We don't see none of what you're like around here. Certainly not adventurous, as I said. The pleasure's mine. You can call me Mabel. Mabel, I run the Lizard Gizzard.
Mabel, what a lovely name, Mabel. We're tired. We just wanna have a relaxing night here, and it looks like the people here could use a little pick me up as well. So if possible, I'd love to buy a round for everyone here.
Okay, all right. And I wish I could offer you something like a water deep paste, but it's not much but swill here. But for you, grey one, you're a charming couple. You two together. I'm so cute. You can have a ceremony. You two grey ones must be together, I think, now.
Yeah, this is my work associate, Galatar.
Your work associate, that must be what they call them nowadays. These kids and all their phrases of work associates. I see ya. And if you ever have a kid, remember, I would love to see the splendor of an Asimar wedding, an Asimar baby. Just remember, old Mabel, they give you the best of the swill we had, which is only swill nonetheless. But what can a poor farmer's wench do? Yes, okay, I'm sorry. I'll send for, how many numbers are you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like maybe about 10 of you. My math was not so good, though. I didn't really get the chance to go to study no numbers or nothing. I just know I should bring about 10 drinks, or maybe 10 for this big fella back here.
And she leans over at the orc. And there's an audible gulp here in the throat.
Maybe 10 only for this one. Yeah, oh my. Listen here.
And she leans close to the table, the bar counter, and you lean in if you like, or whatever you want to do. The gummy apparatus that is most of her mouth is...
Now listen here. I tell you this only 'cause I like you. Only 'cause I want an invite to the wedding. But I tell you this nonetheless. He's kind what around here. Maybe you heard, maybe you didn't. But I'd be shocked if you didn't. You spent 2 days here in Daggerford's surroundings and you hear things. But he's kind. Bloke as big as he is, I would just be careful. Alright, be careful when you go. Even in a hamlet like this, Danny, it's a dangerous place to be an orc, even centuries after. Center is up. I just remember that. Just remember this. Just remember. Tell your big friend maybe know his orcish pleasantries. Maybe.
Of course, Mabel. Of course.
Yes. Maybe have a hood, perhaps too, around these parts. These ways, we're not as tolerant as in what I think. Though I do love myself an orc. I think my son once had a half orc baby, although I never heard of him none, because it's always dreadful to hear about the half orcs and their marriages to the humans and whatnot. But Dad, talk to them about it. They don't. If they even want their own kids, I hear. Anyways, I'll give you the drinks. That'll be 10 gold pieces, 1 per. I'll give you 10 drinks and you can do with what you like with them. 10 gold pieces, please.
That's gold, Mabel?
Sorry, you're right. You're right. It's a 10 copper. Just 10 copper. I'm sorry. Oh, Mabel, you know how things get. Sometimes I get kind of excited.
Well, Mabel, we don't want any trouble, and also, we would love if you would put in a good word for us with the other patrons as well, and cover all their drinks for the evening. So I'll hand her a gold piece.
Cover all the drinks this evening?
Yeah, I'll hand her a gold piece.
Okay. I do have rings if you like. But maybe sit down, have a pint, and think about your futures and whatnot if you're getting married or what. Who knows? All right, have a seat and pull some tables together. Mind the big fella that's with the green and whatnot, the pigments. Thank you. I'll be right with you. I have a server or myself will bring a tap.
I think the orc and I'll sit in the darkened part of the tables.
Okay, so you want to pull close to the wall a little bit, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Just
pull close
just
to the wall.
keep your eyes on the rest of the room, where their backs
Sorry,
to the wall.
I didn't need him to recover from that.
Yeah, I probably need a second actually too. I'm gonna get some water here.
I'm sorry.
Did Derek drop or did he just turn off his camera?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, he dropped.
Do you guys want to take 5? And
Yeah.
Sure.
okay,
Yeah,
because I could use the break here for a sec.
Yeah, sounds good.
Apparently, everybody in this game is Cockney.
I do.
You
I
do
do
a
what
very
I
good.
can,
You
which is
you
a
do
very
very
limited
good
subset of-
Cockney. Yes.
So is everyone gonna strip down naked and sew their outfits together so I can have a hood to wear? Or what?
Well, there is a. It begs to be mentioned, Rob. As I was saying, there is among things there is a tannery in Daggerford. There is things that could maybe assist. Daggerford is a commercial district by and large, so I'm sure you could find something.
Since we're doing the break thing, Alex,
Yeah.
I had to ask. So, since we're in an inn
Mhm.
tavern thing, as far as me eating and my like meditation as sleep thing, how does
Right,
that
yeah.
work?
So for you kind of you basically sleep the same, but the difference, like in game terms, you sleep the same, with the difference being that you're essentially on watch while you sleep. So with you around, with the capacity that you have, it's possible that you will be aware of your surroundings as you're in meditation. And whereas like a normal sleeping human dwarf or orc would be maybe killable in sleep, for a potential example. So in game terms, we treat it as sleep until it doesn't need to be treated as that, until maybe something were to happen. So you would have like, the first response or the first chance to warn or the first initiative or whatever. There are ways that will come into play. You don't actually need to sleep as an elf. You do not need to sleep. So they will meditate, which is functionally similar, but gains advantage over sleeping. If that answers your question.
Yeah, because I just wanted to see if that would play off better as me like keeping watch.
Yeah, and it can. So you can tell me, how you envision that being, how in each scenario you might be, if it's a sleeping scenario.
Mm.
Okay, I'm just gonna take like a minute and a half.
Do you guys hear me?
Yep. Hey,
Yep.
welcome back.
Okay.
I'm just gonna take a minute and a half or so, and I'll be right back, guys. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Centuries. Centuries. That's double power.
Can everybody hear me? Okay. No. Anybody besides me not hear anything? I see the the tavern cat.
Love that wall of photos.
What?
Ryan and Alex.
Oh, behind me. Okay. Yeah. The roll of
Alright,
shame.
is Sean working on that, or do you want to just go ahead?
Oh, that's where the long-haired photos are, aren't they?
A couple of them, yeah.
Oh, it's coming back, bro. It's coming back, bro.
You gotta
flowing
make
down-
hey,
I'm flowing
hey,
down here now.
You make RJ do it again,
Make RJ do it again.
because that flow was magnificent.
All right, guys. Thank you for letting me take that break.
I'm pretty sure everybody.
I'm
needs
trying
it.
so hard not to laugh my damn ass off when I'm doing this voice. It's just ridiculous. So you guys have pulled these tables together, and you kind of took a corner. If I understand correctly, you took a corner of the tavern, and the three strangest looking. Although no one's gonna see the kobold, she needs a booster seat or something. But all 3 feet of her. Anyway. So you guys are kind of out of the way. If you would like an amalgam to that, maybe think Strider in Lord of the Rings before he meets Frodo, right? Something like that, you know. Can I hear you guys? Can somebody say something? Because I'm seeing.
Hello.
Yep.
Nope. You get nothing.
I can't hear my dad.
You can't hear me?
No. Can you guys hear him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear him.
Okay, hold on. Maybe I have him muted or something. One sec.
It's just, I had it muted the whole time.
Dad, can you talk now?
Yeah. Anything yet, Alex, or am I still?
Yeah, I got you. I got you now. Sorry about that. Got you now. I got you now. All right. Okay, so you guys are sitting here as we're doing, hopefully now in real life. Thank you for letting me get some food and some drink. Feel free to eat and drink right now if you wish in real life while
Yeah,
your
I got a grog happening right now.
while your players do the same. Typically, when we eat or when we have to eat, sometimes it's going to be on the road. A lot of you have rations for that purpose. At this point, there are no rations being consumed. You are purchasing, at this point, alcohol, maybe more as befits. You are hungry, however, and prolonged hungriness does have impact on rolls in this way, just for the record, as does fatigue and things like that. I've managed to avoid explaining this for now, but it seems like a good time. So just for the record, when I say it gives disadvantages, what that means is you have what they would call disadvantage on any rolls, and what that means is you roll that die you're required to roll twice and then take the lowest result. Whereas if you have advantage, such as when Trish distracted people with the cowering and begging, that gave advantage, which means you rolled twice and picked the higher. So the tireder you get, the worse that stuff gets, and eventually there is death involved. There is a chart for me to consult about that stuff. Let's hope it never gets to that point, but for now we're good. For now we're sitting in what is a shitty, hell-holy type little place, but we're at least sitting and drinking. And like I said, it's not good beer. Okay, so, I mean, you can imagine your characters right now, if I may just say, sipping on the beer, idly chattering, listening to their surroundings. I could have you do checks for these things, but suffice to say, there are a number of talkers in the establishment, right? And maybe you wouldn't want to look them in the face or whatever, but you can certainly overhear some of them. And so as you guys are imbibing and taking things in, it's very weak drink, by the way. You run almost zero risk of being drunk. We're talking like 98% like trough water and like not 98, maybe it's like
I thought
90.
you were gonna say 98% alcohol.
No, 90% trough water, 10% alcohol. Yeah, let's say something like that. It's not great. It's not great. It's not the kind of moonshine that'll knock you off your feet. It's not moonshine at all.
So what you're saying is it's
It's
Coors
bad.
Light.
Okay, so you may play to that as you see fit. But as you're sitting there, and feel free to butt in and talk amongst yourselves if that mood strikes you or whatever. But as of right now, I'm imagining the weary travelers are quite tired, trudging through, quite tired, quite dirty, as a matter of fact, and sitting in this corner of this strange lizard gizzard. And it's not a place I imagine that you'd be spending. In fact, if I can pull back the curtain for just a moment on the DM's way of life here, I had imparted to Rob that, or sorry, to Rob. I'll just say to Rob and Jesse that there were. Sorry, can somebody say something? Sorry, I'm having.
Yeah.
Hello.
Nope.
Okay,
Hello.
you're all good. You're all good. Okay, good.
No, we're all
Okay,
good.
I can hear you guys. Yeah, I just want to check because I think what happens is I have a volume wheel and sometimes it'll graze my shirt and roll down or up or whatever. So sorry, that's all that was. Now, anyway, as I informed Rob and Jesse, there are taverns of many kinds and they have names in Daggerford, and you're not that far from Daggerford, but it is a day's walk, or less by horse. You have no horses, so
Right.
Rob had asked, "Is there anything closer that we can go to?" It's a good question. I didn't anticipate it, but as we talked, went on longer than I thought because I had to look this up. What kind of establishments are in these hamlets? And sure enough, Lizard Gizzard Inn was there, and so that's where we find ourselves. Again, not the place I thought you'd be. I thought you might be in Lady Luck's Tavern in Daggerford by now, but situations call for what they must, as with any adventure. So as you're sitting here amongst these farm sorts and whatever, you hear some definitely drunk individuals, and you can surmise how that might be possible for some of these guys. You can maybe think they've been drinking since 11 a.m. to even get to that point on this garbage, but they're there nonetheless. Pardon me one sec. So they're talking. So why don't I lead this tavern experience with a little bit of their back and forth done by me, just a little bit, okay? So there's a guy. He's got buzz down hair, and just on the top is like black, like greasy short hair, but sort of drips down his forehead just a little bit. The rest is kind of shaved, so it's like he's got like almost like a rug on his head, but it's sparse. It's nothing to look at. And he's sitting beside a bald man, and they're talking. Okay, they're just talking. Sorry, can you guys say something again? I'm sorry.
Yeah, we can hear you.
You're all
Nope.
good. Okay.
Yeah,
all
you're good.
You're good.
All right. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Just keep thinking like, I'm seeing people laugh, but I'm not hearing it, so I thought maybe. Okay. Anyways, so they're drunk. Okay. And I'm gonna act it now. I tell you guys, have you ever heard of it? Have you ever heard of it? I've never heard of it, but I said, oh, you're not gonna tell the story? Yes, I'm telling the story again. I'm telling it again. God damn it! You work the turnip fields as long as me. You can tell a story, a timer, or doesn't. It doesn't really matter. Now shut your trap and listen. Now I heard tell, and it wasn't even sold, none, never. I heard tell that there's alligators in the sewers of Daggerford. Yes, there are alligators in the sewers of Daggerford. Now, what is an alligator? Someone like you probably wouldn't know, because you're too damn stupid and spent your whole life on the farm. But some of us, and he puffs his chest out and clutches what looks to be like a worn short sword as if it's a king saber. But some of us have seen something. And I tell you what, these alligators, oh, they're not something to be trifled with. If you have ever seen an orc bite a human's jugular, well, he can do that to your whole body in just 1 or 2 snaps. He makes a dragonborn look like a whelpling. An alligator, can you believe it? Now, I don't know much about Daggerford except for the Guild Council this and the Guild Council that, and we want to be Waterdeep. We want to be Waterdeep. They always say we want to be Waterdeep. I know this much. Waterdeep for sure doesn't have alligators in its sewers, because if it did, I tell you what, Ned Neverwinter himself would come down from the north and whoop their asses, I tell you he would. But Daggerford, no. Daggerford has reptiles in the sewer. Could you believe it? And he gets up out of his seat, pushes it away, and stumbles to what you can imagine is the latrine. And the story ends that way. And whether you want to make anything of it, alligators in Daggerford. I mean, maybe you want to discuss that of yourself. Maybe some of you have some intel of beasts in the region or something. Does anybody have any familiarity
I do.
with geographies and
Animals, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So why don't you take a roll on one of those that you're skilled with there, Elia, please, because you're all overhearing this, and Elf perhaps most clearly overhears it of all, with those ears.
Just D20, right?
Yeah, of course, and just add the relevant. Like, so let's say you're rolling an intelligence check in this case.
Okay.
And so what'd you roll? How is the roll?
So my intelligence is 9, but a modifier -1, so 14 because I rolled
14.
a 15.
Okay, so 14. So you've been in these woods for a while. I mean, you're an elf exile, and you've never heard of alligators in a sewer. That's for sure. There are a number of reptilian species, none of which are to be trifled with, really. Amongst those number are, the draconic in nature, of course, as some of us are familiar with. The kobold being one form of draconic.
Dragons.
Yes, you would know a lot about them, wouldn't you, Elliot? Famed for wanting to hunt a dragon, as you are, right? If I'm correct.
Yeah.
Now, or at least famed in your small way. But there are a number of creatures that would bear maybe perhaps a resemblance to an alligator, but what I can tell you based on what you rolled, Elia, and by proxy everybody else, is that alligators not likely to be in Daggerford. So make of that what you will. Maybe it's the drunken ramblings. Maybe that's something you investigate further. See if there's some truth to that at all. That's just one thing, and what that would be the case. What is curious though is the suggestion that there could be a water-dwelling creature in a place that a water-dwelling creature shouldn't be. And in that respect, you guys have some familiarity in this early part of this journey with something like that. So maybe a lead to look on, maybe. Or maybe just the drunken ramblings, I guess. We'll find that out. But that's one conversation. Anybody else have any designs on what you think the future of this group should be? Let me just throw this question out to you guys, and hopefully you can answer me directly. Now, you guys all came together by happenstance. That much is clear. I think, Salazar, you made a great point that the captain of the guard, there does seem to be something amiss. For sure. Because if he's the guy that you were tracking with Keller, well, why is he questioning you about all this, right? As you eloquently laid out already. But the thing that you said was, maybe we should ingratiate ourselves to this cause, right? And stay on his good side, which was exactly, you're right. That was the subtext of what Didion Fanner was saying. If you run afoul as so much as the shit sty sweeper, right? I think it was his words. Then he'll run you through or lock you up for days. There is also the moral matter of Lorgum, right? Some of you expressed you feel badly. Was it Kyle, I think? Elia? You said you feel badly for his
I feel
fate.
sorry for him.
Feel sorry for his fate. So there's that matter as well. There are other various opportunities should you wish to push all that aside and forget about Fanar and all this stuff. you're an adventurer. Adventurers can do all kinds of things, and there are all kinds of items, magic, loot, monsters to slay, and fame to be won. Is it against alligators? I don't know, but you probably shouldn't spend too much time in a tavern like this. So why don't we finish up the beers and head to the room that you have rented as well, or that presumed you were including in your stay as well, because you had said, I believe, Salazar, correct me if I'm wrong, but you had said I would like to have a place to rest and a place to drink, right? And she started that with 10 grog for the lot of you. So let's imagine that we're done here. There's a few stories. I mean, if you want to listen harder, you guys can. There's talking going on, and there could be something of worth. But I am not going to spoon feed it to you either. So you can stay, you can go to sleep. Some of you can choose sleep, some of you can choose to roll and try to listen to some of this stuff, or you can choose together. But maybe something you guys discuss. Do you want to rest now and call it a night? Do you want to listen in on some conversations of various caliber, of various usefulness, or shall we get on with all of it? Any thoughts?
I don't belong here, so I think resting is needed. Get the fuck out of here.
It's a fair point for Urzog.
I think eating a plate of nachos and going to bed sounds pretty good.
Lizard Gizzard nachos.
I said, would that Lizard Gizzard even had the faintest idea of how to flay a potato properly?
Maybe they do.
I'll settle for some pig kidney pie. I don't turnips.
Is that what you want? Is that what you want? Do you want some actual food, like actual?
Some actual eating would be a good idea, right? I mean, we've been running through tunnels. I grew gills. I'm probably hungry.
You are hungry. That's no question about that. And I'm glad you caught me in that because there's
Fish.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say no fish for him.
I guess not. I guess not.
Well,
Had my fill of fish.
I got one gold piece if whatever that'll buy us at this place.
Okay, so you want to hail Mabel? Is that it?
Sure.
She's
Anybody else better order for me though? I'll let Salazar, Galatar do the talking instead. But I got one gold piece if it'll feed the bunch of us.
Okay, so Asimar.
Yeah,
Good
so I'll hail Mabel and be like,
Okay.
Mabel,
Yes, my favorite great ones. How can I help you guys?
what fine food do you have in this establishment?
Fine food, that's a clever thing right there. I've got food, that's for sure, and the best of it I can give to you. But it should not taste too well. I can give you the portions of each the blood pudding I have got, that's for sure. A bowl each. And let's call it 50 pence, 50 copper. I mean, for the lot, it's we make a big batch every morning. It's only been sitting here for 9 hours. Is that your liking, masters? A bowl of blood pudding each?
Why don't you bring it all out and I'll throw in an extra copper for your trouble.
An extra copper? Oh, that's very generous of you, milady. They always did say nice things about the grey ones. I can't help but remember that all the time I see ya. And they all say, oh, Mabel Mumble, oh, Mumble Mabel, they say me, but it's account of I don't even have my teeth, you know how it is. Now, anyways, I'll bring it out. And you just enjoy yourselves then. You just enjoy yourselves.
Thank you,
She
Mabel.
walks off, Mabel, to go get the pot of blood pudding, which she'll bring with bowls that you can dole out as you see fit amongst yourselves. It's going to be more than a portion each, of course. But it's liable. This is not the age of microwaves. It's liable that this could be a cold blood pudding, or a settled blood pudding, or all kinds of
Coagulated blood.
blood pudding. Somewhere in between all of that. Okay, so
Food.
as you're waiting for Mabel to provide this fine fare of the land here, you see a few more entrants come and go through the tavern. Nothing quite really all that remarkable, except for a few guards of the region. And actually, if you look closely enough, if somebody would be kind to look closely enough, any of you at the table, you may roll a perception check right now, or all of you, I guess. You may roll a perception check. So that will be your perception. Will be if your, it will be, I believe, your intelligence modified by your perception rating, I believe, and it could be your passive perception rating too, I think.
My perception is wisdom.
Oh, sorry, wisdom. My apologies. Now have a roll of your d20s. And...
I rolled an 11.
Okay.
I got a 20. Not natural though.
I got an 8.
I got a 14.
Okay.
11.
11.
I got an 18.
Sean?
Plus 1.
18
19.
plus 1, yeah.
19. Yeah.
19.
I got a 10, probably plus nothing, but let me see. Plus 2. 10 plus 2. Oh, wait, do I get intelligence as well?
No.
Okay, so it's just 10 plus 2.
So who
12.
got 19? I'm sorry?
I did.
Oh, Trish. Okay, so as these armor-clad people walk in, you guys notice that they're some of the very same that held you by spear point maybe an hour or two ago at this point. There's some of the pikemen, leather clad mixed with hard iron, like nothing fancy, nothing special, but they're there. They've got blades on their sides, and they don't seem to be much of looking around or scanning or anything like that. But they're approaching Mabel and they're conversing with Mabel, and then as it happens, the Aasimars, I need you guys to roll, please. I need you guys to roll d20s, unspecified nature, please.
I got an 18.
18.
I got a 9.
Okay. And so as you're talking, Gal. Okay. Sorry. As this conversation's going on, Gal, you notice that Mabel, being as fond as I guess you would be of your kind, as she's talking, you can only see the mouth moving and gesticulating of all kinds of things, and then suddenly she leans out from behind this conversation. You can see the side of this conversation. You can see both profiles of these guards, or the leftmost guard, and then her. But she leans in specific as these guards walk away, leans to you and goes, like, some kind of sign, something. It's hard to say what, but as you take that information in and you see that there's some kind of look of shit might not be okay kind of thing, one of the leather-clad pikemen has got sort of a bucket helm with ear coverings that sort of drip down to his throat area here, but it's nothing fancy. It's sort of a skull cap helmet and like a leather band across his chest, and a sword hilt. He's starting to walk towards you guys, and he's the one that was a part of the group that was talking to Mabel, and behind him 2 more come towards you guys, and they're not like itching, they're not presenting a battle, but they pull up a chair, or sorry, the lead guy pulls up a chair and plops right down on the kitty corner of a table beside beside Bale and I guess the Asimars to be in between you guys just a bit farther. And he leans in. And and you guys saw him before. He's one of the spear guys, and he just starts talking, I guess openly to the group. But he's catching the eye of the Asimars, catching Bale's eye, catching the orc's eye in the corner, because he's across from the orc at this point, and he says, "So you're down in the tunnels? Is that what I heard? You're down in the tunnels? You a whole lot of you down in the tunnels? Is that right? Yeah, we've heard about it. The tunnels, that is. Yeah, I've got a wife and kids, you know, and one of the boogie stories we tell them. We say around here we say that how does it go again? I'm not quite good with this kind of stuff, but my sweet darling Matilda, she'd sing the song right proper. But needless to say that there's a nursery rhyme or 3 dozen that talk about the tunnels of the Underdark and things like that. And I'm not crazy to believe, you know, in crazy, but I just do what I'm told. A pike to the throat's a pike to the throat. You know, that's how the job is. But something about you guys catch me a little strange. You know, you are a strange lot, and they do say that, you know, when you see difference, you should see different. That's what I've heard. Anyways, from Daggerford. So if you'll allow me this seat, I'll tell you a few things. Maybe maybe you could count this as seeing different to see different, as it were. Maybe being talked to by a pikeman held you up as unexpected. But why not start, right? Because you're unexpected from there too. So I want to know, what did you see down there? Is there really tunnels down there? Like we say in the rhymes? Like we say in the rhymes, the drow beneath Daggerford and things of the like that. You see any of them dark elves or what down there? How about you, pointy ears there, girl? You see any of the dark kin down there? Down in these tunnels?
No, there wasn't any of the disgusting dark elves, but
I've heard the Lord of Vicious, alright? I've heard the Lord of Vicious. The Lord of Vicious, and they don't even come out in the sun, neither. And if it's me who's saying one thing or another, if you don't come out in the sun, then you can't be that good now, can you? Apologies there, little one. Kobolds, I know. You guys don't much like the sun, but I've dealt with my fair share of kobold masons and tunnel ditch diggers and all the kinds of rebel you see from here to Waterdeep to Skull Throne, all the way through. The pikeman's journey is one to see different, that's for sure. But no drow, you say, pointy ear one. What type are you hail from? Young lady, what type are you? Your earkin. Sorry. What's the word? What's
elf.
the word?
High elf.
Yes, I'm sorry. That's the word. Of course, it's my mistake. I should introduce myself. Actually, I apologize. You know, I'd blame it on the drink, but then I'm sure you've tasted it, and there's not much but piss and lemon juice, but it's our piss and lemon juice nonetheless. And a Sprite or 2 of alcohol. But anywho, my name is Garrison Swallow, as it happens, and it's quite the name. And I don't work at the garrison actually. I just came by the Pikesman's Post for a while, but you can call me Gary if you like. It's a little less odd that way. Garrison from the garrison, I've heard it all. Garrison Swallows. Oh, no wonder you're a lifer. That's what they say. Garrison Swallows, the lifer at the garrison, swallowed him whole. Yeah, I've heard it all. So just call me Gary, and I just want to, maybe if you wouldn't mind leaning a little closer, matters of import. they don't necessarily involve dark elves or the like. I admit that's just my curiosity about the finer tales that we tell our young ones here before they learn to work the muck and the lands, or the pikes in between, or the heads on the end of them pikes. It's the fate that becomes us all is all one and the same, anyways. But nonetheless, some important matter. I'm gonna ask you straight, and you didn't hear it from me, okay? You see, Captain Fenner took quite an approach to you, wouldn't you say? It's not unlike his character, but it's not also unlike his character to let you off like that. I expected to be stockading a lot of you, and yet here you are. So you tell me, you have some sort of deal worked out with the captain or what? Why is it you're walking free right now if you know Fana? If you know Fana, you're lucky to have your fingers, you know what I mean? So, if you wouldn't mind tipping a bit of the truth in my cup a little bit, if you will, tell me what kind of deal you've struck with the captain.
Should we tell him?
I mean, you know as much as we know. We told Captain Fanner the truth. There is no deal.
No deal. So he just let you walk free. Is that what you're saying then? He let you walk free.
Yeah, we rescued these slaves. He would have done the same, right? You would have done the same, right?
I do what I'm told. I do what I'm ordered. That's what I do. If he orders me to save the slaves, I'll save the slaves with a smile on my face, even. As long as there's a good coin at the end, which sometimes is and sometimes isn't for us Garrisonites, that's for sure. But anyways, if there's no deal, then it confirms something that me and the boys are a bit concerned about. And if I don't really know a lot of you, as far as I can trust you, but you've seen it, and so you were there when I was there. But Gideon Fana is not the kind to let you go. As I've said, which leads me to believe that perhaps Gideon Fana is once again acting strange, and has been, we have noticed. His guards, as we are, or his servants, as you will, whatever you want to say, but he has not been acting himself lately. Maybe a month, a week or more. A month and a week or more. My apologies. Something doesn't seem the hard as iron that he's been, you know? Do you know anything about what I mean? I don't know if you know the men, but if you know the men like I do, there's something is just not right. Do you catch what I'm saying?
Yeah, Gary, it's very interesting.
I thought so. I thought it might interest you.
Yeah, do you know, so who's his second in command?
Second to Gideon Fanar. That's just the ticket, isn't it? Gideon Fanar was given by the Guild Council sole controllership of the military allotment of Daggerford and surrounding area, point blank zero. And so that is the question that I have too, is it's all well and good to be on patrol around the hamlets and things like that, but I come to you saying he's been off not because he's drunk or whatever, but because, oh gosh, what was it? 2 days ago or so. It's about a day's ride to Daggerford, excuse me. It's about a day's ride, as you may be aware, or day's walk at least, half a day's ride maybe. And about 2 days 2 days ago, he said he'd be traveling out to McGuine's. And to McGuine's. The captain of the military of Daggerford. And it's not some podunk peasant militia. You have to understand, if you're the sole director of this forces, you don't go to Magain, right? So that's what had me think is strange. You don't go to Magain's old pine, bless its soul, burned to the ground. You don't go there if you're him. And if you're him, you don't go there, see a bunch of, pardon my expression, but a bunch of strange people coming out the ground, if you like, and let them walk. All right, you understand what I'm saying? I feel like this is being... maybe I'll have my head on a pike too. If I do, make sure you tell young Egan, my son, tell him I said everything ends with you on the pike or your head on the end of it. One of the two. You're either holding it or your head's on it. It's one of those. Just remember, tell Egan I said that if it's me. But I'll tell you right now, if you got half a mind to stay around these parts, here or there a few days, maybe you can find out what I can. Maybe you can find out what I feel. But as you know, feeling doesn't get you a lot of places when the guild council is in control or when Gideon Fanar is in control. But I have my thoughts on this man. I've known him for a time. He may not know me by name, but I've taken his orders for more than 3 years, and in that way you come to know a man. And I've run through much nicer looking types than you on his account, on his accord, years ago. So why? I ask you this, I guess, let me talk straight because I feel I'm talking circles. I ask you straight, what if there's something going on? Why would he go to Magain's less than a day or so before the whole tavern is burned down? Why would he leave you, bizarre bunch, off the end of a pike when I've even had to consider piking babies if the need arises? Do you understand what I'm saying? It's a hyperbole. It's what do you call it? It's an exaggeration. It's all kinds of things that may or may not have happened, but you understand the gravity of what I'm telling you is that a man that controls the military that has been in an important place like Daggerford is acting strange. And he, almost as if he expected or knew something was going to happen or was involved in it. Do you have any thoughts on this matter? Maybe you say you have no deal, but is there a way that you can maybe make a deal with him? Maybe make the trust, you know, as outsiders, as adventurers, you know. These lands have had a history of bringing on adventurers to deal with all kinds of problems, from the King of Many Arrows and so on. We've got a number up in Daggerford, actually. A number of small problems, but problems nonetheless, and they double in size if you're sending the peasant militia out there for them, I can tell you that much. For you, it'd be half the size, if that. But I'd recommend you go there. Maybe you seek Fanar. Maybe you seek a job or two. And then maybe, excuse me, still, it kind of gets to you after a while, you know. But maybe you seek a job or two. Maybe you do that. Maybe you come back to me. Maybe you tell me I'm crazy. And Fanar's Fanar, and he's gone soft in his old age or something. Maybe that's it, and I hope it is. But maybe there's something else. And maybe you can get closer to where us rabble can't get. And if you have to, maybe you get closer and it means you wouldn't prefer to employ. I'm not talking murders, nothing. No, of course I'm not. I'm a lawman. But as a lawman, you have to realize that somebody has to watch a watcher, right? Somebody has to watch a watcher. And when the watcher ain't watching like he was, but he's doing things, hands in things, moving things and changing things and commanding them and all this, just makes you wonder, right? So I would head to Daggerford as close as fast as you can get a rest and get out of here. if you're willing, anyways. And then you come see Garrison, and we'll make heads or tails. What do you think? I'm trying to make a deal with you because I can't sleep on my conscience. I know Egan, my son, don't want him to be like his dad, but you know, it's better than being on a pike. Like I said, hold it or be on it. I'd rather him hold it. So if that's what it takes to be like his dad, then sure. But anyways, I think Egan. I would like to believe that Egan's gonna be safe, but slave rings, and Fanar 2 days, and Fanar letting go people, and Fanar in this place. It just doesn't add up. So go make something of it and come back to me, and maybe I can get some help. See what's going on. What do you think?
Gary.
I got naught to pay you for. I got to be clear. I've got naught to pay you with. This is off the books, right? This is what do they call it when it's secret? Clandestine. Yeah, that's it. This is a clandestine thing.
Well, Gary, thank you for the information. I don't speak for everyone, but I think we'll need to talk about it. We know where to find you in Daggerford, so stay safe,
Right.
friend.
Be advised, my good friends, or at least my serendipitous friends, as it were, somebody you can see the eyes of the men that I'm starting to question. Be it minded that as a pikeman, you know, you usually keep the garrison, but there's no tell. Maybe you're called to a goblin raid or so, and maybe you also look, you know, just make sure you look out for my name. Just search me out. It's not like I'm be sitting in this dump all the time. In fact, I came with these lot here, and they have a similar concern to me, and I wouldn't say I tracked you, but I needed a word, so I found a word and then some. You forgive my rambling, but see it done. Come back to me, and if it's all smoke, then it's all smoke, no fire. But the way the fire burned down Magines, I have half a mind to think that there's more fire. And then he pushed the chair back, squeaking, and off going. Okay. So that's Garrison Swallows, Gary, of the town guard, suggesting you go to Daggerford after your rest here, and see what's up, and see if you can get on the track of what's going on here. And
Well, he seemed nice.
have a discussion about that, because that is weird, right? We're talking about a city pikeman in a pseudo semi-racist town, so to speak, right? Sitting down with an orc, that in itself is weird, right? And he seems pretty I don't know, what do you call it? Pretty understanding or something, right? So what do you make of that, you guys? Like amongst each other, what do you make of such a sudden thing like this, such a proposal, or is there something else here? Like, you have any thoughts?
Well, you three guys that talked to him, do you trust him?
At this point, just I'm assuming he was talking to the whole table. He was like leading
Yeah.
all this.
Sorry,
Yeah.
he was talking to the whole table. Yeah, in
It
earshot
was-
of all you guys.
We
Yeah.
didn't all talk to him, though, so I'm
Right,
asking
you didn't
him to
actually
talk to him if
Yeah.
they
I mean,
trusted what he said.
I think I'm just taking it, and I don't necessarily trust it at this point, but it's just another data point that we potentially have a guard who seems to be a little bit more senior. At least he has men that are with him that have some concern about Fanner and his activities. So this might be something that we can exploit in the future.
Yeah, trust isn't a word I'd use, but at least it's good to know that someone else has concerns.
It could also be a ruse to try to find out what we know.
Oh,
so,
I'm going with ruse.
yeah.
I'm going with ruse.
Talk about it. Talk about it, guys. Talk about it, because you might be right. Like, I mean, here's the thing about D&D, okay? This is not a video game, right? Like, this is not the you can't assume the player characters will survive, right?
Right.
So Talk about that, because if
Why
that's the
would-
case,
why
you
would
might
he
be
come- why
you
would
might
he
be at the
come
end of a
up to us?
blade, right? Like,
Yeah,
ahead.
why would he
Go
come
ahead.
up to us? He doesn't know any of us. It seems to me like he almost wants us to make a move and Thanar for some other purpose. Is all I'm saying. That if we do whatever it is, we go in with both eyes wide open. Because I don't trust him.
I don't know. I think it's
Neither
just
do I.
information. Like he didn't say, like he did say, kind of go to Daggerford, and I don't know if I trust that. You know what I mean? You don't want to take
Right.
someone's.
Like almost like
I'm not
the
gonna do what he
behavior.
says, but it's information. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I would take it.
I'm not
Why
saying
would-
not to
you
go to Daggerford because that's probably what we need to do. But I'm just saying that we better be very careful when we do go there that we're not walking into a trap.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure
You're
my
capable
kind
before.
isn't welcome in Daggerford.
What's that?
I'm pretty sure my kind isn't welcome in Daggerford.
Yeah, well, then there's that too, I suppose.
So what about that then? Because like, what do we do? I mean, he's a large ass orc, and if I could remake the history of this land if I could have maybe chosen a different land to work with on this campaign, but I didn't, and this is what we got. And just like life, you know, things don't always line up peachy. So what are we gonna do about that? Because there may be some fights that wouldn't be fights if there was no orc. But there is an orc, and he's a valuable one. So what do we do?
Get him a big burlap sack.
I definitely feel I need to get a cloak or something before we venture to Daggerford. At the same time, I don't trust this Garrison Swallows fella. I don't trust Thanar either. I do believe that maybe Thanar might fear us, however, because we might have seen too much down there. More than maybe even his own men.
Plus, we got away too if we were intended to be slaves.
Yes, I definitely believe he's tracking us, however, and wants to keep tabs on our every move. So I'm down to do whatever the party agrees on, but definitely we need to rest first, and I need a cloak before we go to Daggerford, because as much as I love blood, it might not go well for us.
Yeah, I think we should probably get some rest then. Get our long rest in.
I'll just add one more thing about the orcs in this region, is I am definitely unlike them. If you did not know, I am an orc barbarian, and I was exiled from my tribe for not going by their savage ways.
What does that mean?
I was not orc enough for them.
What does that mean?
He didn't eat the elf.
I don't have an answer for you right now.
And I think a cloak for me might not be a bad idea also. But I'm not sure what they make of a dragonborn if they've ever seen one, even on this plane.
Maybe steal some. We'll see what's up in the rooms. Maybe there's some sheets
Yeah.
we can take or
Anything with a
something.
hood will do, yeah.
A blanket.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's take the rest then. Wake up early morn. I'm gonna ask the wizards. Okay. I'm gonna ask you to choose your spells you have prepared in your slots for the next day, and they can be different from what you've prepared, because now it's the official time where this is the rule I'm enforcing for you guys, as is written, right? So you may select up to your slot amount in spells to be pre-ready. Okay.
And that is 2?
I believe that's 2 for you. Yes. I can check though. I will double check that if you give me a second. And as mentioned, elves do not have to sleep. They may enter meditation, and that's all they need to recuperate because they have that constitution ability. And so, in respect of what that would be, then in this case, Kyle will be alert, or sorry, Elia will be alert enough to catch like wind of a trespass or something like that. Okay.
Basically, I'm a constant
you don't need
lookout.
To set a guard. Yeah, you don't need to set a lookout if you have Elia.
Is this rest going to be considered like a short rest or a long rest?
It'll be a long rest this time, guys.
So,
it will heal the injuries. Yes.
Okay.
That's what you're gonna ask. Sorry.
Oh, well, Sean's gonna get to put his hit points back up
for Bale as well.
Yeah, for everybody. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
For everybody, and you have returned. You have Rob. You have your spell returned to you. Cause injury, I believe it was, right? You have that ready again. Sean.
He's not here. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Sean, you have your second rage back because you expended one, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have 2 now again. Yeah, I think I'm not missing anything else. But...
Wait, didn't Sean use both? Sean, did you use both?
Well, regardless, you get them both back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had a long sleep. I'd get them both back, but I don't think I did, and I believe Trish used
Cower and Beg, which you can use once per rest.
Yeah.
So she gets that back too. So everything you have on your character sheets, you have again after we wake up, including your health, the temporary damage you sustained, minor though it is, a fall in the ass. And
I have a question, Alex.
Yeah, sure.
My one spell shield says it lasts till my next turn. Now, what exactly are we doing as a turn?
Well,
like,
that's one. No, that's one. Yeah, that's everyone's first action. Everyone's action in that turn. Right?
And then it'd be gone.
But to be clear, the shield is a reaction. So it's only that. So you can imagine that instantaneously you block an incoming thing, and then it's already gone anyway.
And it's gone, right?
Because in that case, it's a reaction. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
And Derek, you have a reaction ability too, do you not?
Yep, Hellish Rebuke.
Can't you essentially return fire on somebody in a way, like?
Yeah, if I sustain damage in combat.
Then he can
get it. What you get sustained.
No, he sort of fires back a spell instantly as a reaction.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which is the one I am locking in for this next duration.
Hellish Rebuke. Okay.
Wait, do you need to know my 2, Alex? Or
sure, why not? Yeah, help me. Yeah.
Okay. Well, my 2 will be Shield and Magic Missile.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry, I'm just still looking for.
Because I only have 7 hit points.
Here we go. So, first level, you have 3 known cantrips you can use anytime.
Right.
And 2 first level spell slots. 2.
Okay.
Next level, you'll gain 1 more first level slot.
Right. Okay.
So you'll have 3 total slots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of the 6, I believe I know.
Let me just look at this too for a second. We can't do medical energy once per day. When you take a short rest, you can expend spell slots to recover.
Yeah, 6.
Okay, so also too, you have this ability, Dad. You might want to write this down because I forgot to make note of it. So I believe, let me just double check. Yeah, so you have spellcasting ability, obviously, but you also have arcane recovery.
Yes.
And so what that means is you've learned to regain some magical energy by studying your spell book. Once per day when you finish a short rest, you can choose expended slots to recover them and gain that spell back. So you don't always need a long rest. You can do a short one to get those used spells back.
Right.
Okay, just letting you know. Like you can take a nap and have a spell back, for example.
I had that written down that a short rest will do.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So it's 2 spell slots. It's we're all good there.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Any other housekeeping character-wise to address anything?
Oh, and this is just a quick question. I'm assuming that I've only used 2, I know, but like when we
Arrows?
go to it, that's
Yeah.
I'll have to buy those when we go to wherever.
Yeah, Daggerford has Fletchers, tanners, blacksmiths, all kinds of stuff.
And is my quiver capped at 20? Because you said I had 20 to start with.
No, you just have 20 in there right now.
Okay.
You could
Well,
probably
I think
you could probably
18
hold
now.
60 or more. Yeah. You
Okay.
could probably hold 60 arrows if tightly bound enough. I think. I'll have to double check those numbers, but 20 is not the max.
Okay.
Just I guess what I gave you, so to speak.
That was a good amount. I only used 2, so
You only
good.
used 2, yeah. Okay, so should we consider the rest complete?
Yes.
Okay. So you rested, I forgot to mention, but you guys rested in essentially a stable. What really passes for what can fit 7 adventurers and their gear and the like. Each with their own. You all have your own predilections of sleep or no sleep or whatever, but nonetheless, we're considered you're rested, as if slept and healed because the damage is minor. I just want to be clear: in a place like this, you would not be healed from a grievous injury just by putting your head to a straw bed. Okay, like that would take a lot more. But the injuries sustained were not like any slashes or wounds of a serious nature. So just always be care with your body too, because again, you don't have you have a health pool, but a cut to the throat can take that all away really fast. So, anyways, nonetheless, so you wake and rise in this place and exchange some pleasantries with Mabel and whatnot, and she talks her talk like she talks about the Asimar babies and their weddings and all that stuff. And you're out the door, let's say 5:45, 6 a.m., okay? And you guys know that it's about a half a day ride to Daggerford and a day's walk. Now, do you want to try to purchase or otherwise gain some mounts, or would you rather keep the coin or keep the effort in finding a stable hand? You did just wake up in a stable, but this one is not used for horses.
I don't have
or
any
you can
coin.
walk it, or you can walk
Me
it.
neither.
How much coin do you guys have?
I don't have any.
You have none?
Who doesn't have any?
Sean.
I don't think I do either.
I think you should.
Do I?
I don't
I think
know.
you
I didn't
should.
see it.
It's not marked on the character sheet.
It should say bag of gold pieces or whatever. But let me look it up though.
Yeah, because I had 10 gold
We
pieces
started
and I
with
gave
10.
that one, so I got 9 and whatever change I got, or I got 9 gold pieces.
Hand axe. Well, this is Trish. Hand axe, 10 darts, Dungeoneer's pack, glass blower tools.
Okay,
10
yeah.
caltrops.
So Trish does not have any as a kobold. She
And
did not come with any.
I
stuff.
also.
Oh, she does have. What did she find though? She found a copper piece. Did she not? She has 1 copper piece. If she found, remember, she had found an.
Oh yeah, I
insect
found
and
it
a
on the
copper
floor.
piece. Yeah, so you do have 1 copper piece, but that is like saying 1 penny, just to put it in perspective, right?
And I also have nothing. I have great sword, 4 javelins, 2 hunting axe, a hunter's trap, staff, orc bag of loot, which contains 4 dwarf beards,
Mhm.
and that's it.
I don't see it on mine.
Okay, give me a second.
On my equipment section in the
Give
thing
me a
here.
second, yeah, because I might have overlooked this actually. So, so let's see. In 5e, starting gold pieces should be as follows. So you guys have a gold piece. You guys have a GP, SP, CP section, maybe on the second page of your
It was on the first page combined with the equipment.
right.
Yeah, it was, but I don't have anything in
So
that.
we didn't fill that out, did we?
Well, you and I did for
Okay,
mine.
so
I
what-
have
what-
15 gold pieces.
15.
We have
Okay.
15,
Yeah.
and I have 10, and a bunch of other stuff.
So by the way, the exchange rate, just for example, here are the currencies, okay? There's copper pieces, silver pieces, gold pieces and platinum pieces, okay? So it takes 1 copper piece is a penny, 10 copper pieces a silver, 100 copper pieces a gold piece, 1,000 copper pieces is a platinum piece, 100 silver pieces is a platinum piece, 10 gold pieces is a platinum piece, okay? So it's by tens, platinum being the most, gold being second, copper obviously being the worst, being that it takes 1,000 pieces to
And
make
100 coppers is 1 gold piece?
100 coppers is a single gold piece.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, Alex, some of the stuff that we filled out is definitely missing from mine, like my equipment and my my
Really?
equipment and my proficiencies in languages and stuff, like how
That's
the
all
fact
gone?
that I speak Elvish and Draconic and stuff is all
I have
gone,
all
right?
that stuff. Yeah, I have that stuff here.
Yeah. Well,
Okay,
at least
so
on
I'll-
my PDF, so I'll check later with you.
No,
about that.
I'll upload. I'll make sure I upload the right one or whatever. But let me give you amounts here that it has listed, okay, guys? And I want you to fill these in on the pieces, okay? And my apologies because we may have overlooked some of this for you guys. So Derek, you had 15, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So barbarian, that'd be Sean, okay? You're going to have 5 gold pieces, okay?
Okay.
Okay, and we have a monk, right? That's Trish. Now she has only 3 gold pieces as a monk.
And
So-
1 copper.
And 1 copper, 3 and 1, yes. A paladin, the more wealthy of the ones so far, you have 45 gold pieces.
Me? What?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, I believe
But
so,
how many
yeah.
did she spend buying the stuff, though, just out of curiosity? We gotta take that.
Oh,
into
that's right, too, because you actually paid for the whole bar, did you not?
She's got 45 gold pieces. She doesn't care.
It wasn't it?
Yeah, I was gonna say after one copper per drink, I'm pretty sure didn't make that big of a dent.
No, we have to, so you guys got the number. And keep in mind, too, Galatar, your history here stretches a little further back, right? So, you may have taken other jobs, other things to come across that money as well. So you have the most gold pieces with 45. And cleric, that'd be Salazar, right? Correct?
Yes, that's him.
Yeah. You're gonna have 20.
Okay.
And wizard, you're going to have
I have
10. 10, yeah, I thought so. 10 gold pieces.
Didn't you spend one though? You
Yes, I
spent-
did. So I
Yes,
got
you're down.
9 and
You're down
whatever.
to 9.
What did that
Yeah.
food cost? And did it cost all of 1 gold piece or?
Wow. I mean, what did you do? What did you do again? What did you buy again?
That I bought that bowl of blood pudding or porridge or whatever the hell that was.
I thought that was Galatar that did that.
No,
Yeah,
got
I
the-
did.
Galatar did that.
Oh, all
Or
right.
you just bring the whole pot, remember? I don't think you bought anything.
Well, I said I'd put down.
Oh,
one
did
gold-
you?
1 gold piece.
Okay, well let's just let Galatar take the tab right now because she's got the most. So
I still have 10 then.
yes. Is there somebody I'm missing? Oh yeah, Kyle.
Yeah.
Ranger. So Ranger, you will have 25 gold pieces.
On the sheet, Alex, with the money, there's a EP. What's that?
EP? Shouldn't
Yeah,
be
there's
EP.
copper piece, silver piece, EP, gold piece, and platinum.
I think that's Electrum.
Oh, electro piece.
Hold on, let's see.
Yeah, I think it's
Oh, yeah, I think
One
they've
of
done,
the-
I think
one
they've
of
done
the-
away with that one.
Let me see. Well, regardless, I have none of those numbers for you anyway. So it's
Okay.
0 for now.
Yeah, I got 10.
Okay. We good there? Sorry about that, guys.
Yep.
Okay, so actually, before you leave, Salazar, I need you to settle the tab for the night's drink with Mabel, please.
Okay, sounds good. So
So go up to the counter and
I'll approach the counter. I have my
You guys all packed and ready, right? Well, packed to leave the establishment, right? And Salazar, you'll deal with this, right? You'll deal with the money.
Yeah, I'll deal with the tab.
Okay.
Good to see you. Good to see you, Grey Master. How is your rest here?
Oh, it was great, Mabel. Thank you very much.
Oh, it's a pleasure. It's an honor. It's really an honor from the heavens to have you. Now, there's just a matter of the knight's coin. I believe, if I had you right, Grey Master, you had said that you'd pay for the tab of the bar. The bar's drink, I mean, not the food.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay. Just give me a moment, and she grabs the equivalent of parchment or whatever. And, yes. Math's not so good to me. I always say that. But let's call it a 10 gold piece lot, and that'll be that.
10 gold?
10 gold to cover all the drink in the bar. It's what is it? It's 100 coppers to 1 gold, I believe, is the currency, right? It's about 10,000 copper pieces. What was drank last night, anyways?
I don't know if there's that many people drinking that much, Mabel.
Roll for roll for what do you want? Persuasion, intimidation. How are you taking this?
Let me check.
Okay.
Mine's frozen. I can't hear anything.
I'd like to try to persuade her, just to convince her that maybe she's got the numbers wrong.
Okay, go ahead and roll then.
I rolled a natural 1.
Ooh, frick.
Really?
10 gold pieces.
Do you have any luck points you want to use?
I used them all up.
I
used them all.
Empty your purse.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that happened, but as we do, we go on. Okay.
10 it is.
Do you want to give me a piece of carry one? I'm sorry, Master. I appear to be mistaken. There's 12 gold pieces.
Mabel?
Yes, Master.
How much do you make an evening?
I'm sorry, say that again, Master.
How much gold do you usually make in one night?
Oh, I don't always count. It goes in the lockbox. In the lockbox goes the Daggerford, and they cut a tax from it, and then give me what I need to run the establishment, such as it is.
And she gesticulates to a grimy, dim, stinky place, and you surmise that she probably doesn't get much of a cut from the guild council. And you probably could also surmise that, because you're a learned type, Salazar, you've been around, a soldier, a thinker, a person on the ground in this area for a while, you could surmise that a 12 gold piece amount would help the place, at least if not buy the place. You're right.
I'll get it.
Wait. Can I talk to you on the side here for a second before you finish this?
You being who?
Elia talking to Salazar.
Okay, sure. Yeah, of course. Always converse. Yeah, you guys run the show. Of course.
Okay, I'm gonna turn you around here. Hey, listen. Can I hurt her?
No.
Not Mabel. No, not Mabel.
But she's gonna gouge you for money.
Not this way. We'll see that I'll see if the money can go towards her in the bar and not just to the guild.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
I would offer 5 and not a farthing more.
That's fair.
I'll get the 12 out, the gold piece.
Okay.
And I'll say Mabel.
Again?
Sure. Yeah.
Only one gold piece needs to go to the guild for last night.
Why did I go 12? I'm sorry. I'm not sure I heard you right.
I want you to take 11 gold pieces of the 12 I'm going to give you and put those aside for yourself and for the lizard's gizzard. And give one to the guild lockbox. Because that's all the drinks were worth last night. Maximum.
Sorry, I have to get out of character for a sec. You make a fair point. But I do need you to roll perception on this because the things you're asking. The things there's a skunk smell here now in my house. Uh-oh.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Eva!
Dun dun
I
dun.
rolled a 15.
What's that?
Hopefully that
15 for perception.
Okay.
that's good.
What did you want to say?
Man, hopefully the dog didn't get it again.
Yeah. Trish, what do you want to say?
Well, I was just gonna say, like, maybe, like, obviously, if you give her the 11 or whatever, maybe we could, like, always have safe refuge when we come back.
Yeah, exactly.
If we're
I
ever
want.
passing by.
I want
So
to.
like a long-term establishment place to.
Yeah, I mean, she must
have a
know
bed.
that.
To keep us
She
under the
must know that
radar.
that's way too
Because she
much.
said, like, she already gave us a look when that guard came to talk to us, right? So.
That's a good point. Dad, you might have missed it, but Trish had said, well, maybe if we give 11 gold, you guys can establish like a safe haven here, like open-ended sort of.
11 gold to Mabel?
Yeah, establish a sort of residency or a side base kind of outpost.
And, like, that she wouldn't obviously tell people where we are if we're there, you know?
Okay. That's something you'd have to persuade her of doing because, of course, you'd realize that several aspects of what you're describing are illegal, right?
Okay.
Like the guild takes its fee. If the guild saw she had 11 gold pieces in on her person, you know, like you just do the tax math, right? Like if you're a millionaire and you gave 100 to the government or whatever, well.
We'll have to tell her to put it under her mattress then.
Yeah, but that's if you know.
But I'm saying that you are asking her to do something that could theoretically run afoul of guild council or whatever, right? So that's I'm gonna need you. If that is your play, you still have yet to give this play to her.
Me and Salazar are just talking.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah,
We're
I'm just saying, like, talking as a group, right?
Yeah.
If that is indeed the direction you want to sway this, you will need to persuade roll again, which I had you just do just now, because what you're asking, like I say, and you don't know the morality of somebody like Mabel. Like maybe she's easy on that stuff. Maybe she is a bit of a, you know.
Well, she likes Galatar and she likes them a lot.
Yeah, I think
so I was like, she's the one that has to talk to her.
She didn't have a problem with orcs being present either, which is pretty much.
It's like a rarity, right?
It's a rarity, so I would say that
outside
puts
of
her
Garrison Swallows, anyway. I guess.
Honestly, like I think I believe that she's already going to take that money anyway. So I just want to do it like up front and say, here, this is yours. Give what you need to give to the guild, but there's no way you need to give them a share of 12 gold pieces because that's not what the tap is worth. So I'm just trying to basically give her this money because I want to stay in her good graces.
It's a lot of money for good graces.
Well then, yeah.
Man, I sound like a not chaotic good character.
Tell her to keep what she thinks is fair for her and fair for the guild then, so she doesn't get in trouble.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah, so I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
After hearing that suggestion.
So you are gonna get these 12 gold pieces out.
Yeah, I'm getting the 12 gold pieces out if that's what she says the bill is. But I want to make it clear that, you know, make sure you keep your share and you only give the guild their
Hold on. I want you to just back this up, and I want you to talk to Mabel direct, like in this way.
Okay.
Don't say I want to say. Just have.
Yeah. What's a good lad?
Yeah, it's only 12 gold pieces. Actually, I forgot to carry a few numbers, you know, it's how it is.
Okay, Mabel, 12 gold pieces. I can do that. I just want to make sure that you take your cut and you only give the guild what they need and no more.
I suppose I could do that. But maybe we could come to a kind of arrangement instead, because, you know, somebody like Mum and Mabel ain't should have 12 gold pieces, you know. Maybe I can give you some of these steeds what we've got, you know, a few of them.
If you got horses, we're in need of horses.
They're
Or
not
cart-
they're,
or wagon.
they're not gonna carry a king or nothing, but you know, they'll get a little dagger for the least. I could throw those in because, you know, they've got to see some sort of transactions or what, because, you know, we don't always keep the best records with our alcohol consumption, you know. I have it all here, but, you know, Mabel's handwriting illegible at times, and, you know, I probably shouldn't walk around here with 12 gold pieces, so why don't we I just make a thing of it, you know. I'll get Clive out here to show you some of them horses. Just I'll walk a minute or two down this way to the steed. I'll take the 12, and she reaches towards the 12. But again, like, this exchange right here, it almost shows you that, again, like you surmise, you already said, Sal, she knows this wasn't the price of the money. Like, sorry, the price of the drink. Because if she feels like she has to make another deal to make that make sense on the books, and she's already outed herself that way, right? By even suggesting we should probably, you know, make it, you know, because she knows she's not supposed to have 12 gold pieces. That'd probably be more than a year's worth of drink at this place.
It's
Right.
coin well spent for me to learn what I've learned.
So you don't want to catch her in this. You don't want to catch her in this lie.
I think I know, and I think she might know that I know, but I'll give her the 12 gold, and I'll gladly take the horses or any transport she has.
How many horses is it, Alex?
It's actually 4 horses drawing a like a caravan.
Oh, okay.
Sweet.
What is the actual value of those horses in the wagon?
I mean,
how much is that doggy?
I'm sure it's less than 12 gold
That's
pieces.
12 gold pieces.
Yeah, probably 2.
like, I
But
mean,
yeah, let's
it's
just say
it's actually hard to, Mabel wouldn't know a thing like that. I mean,
I'll just say thank you, Mabel, and if we see you again, I hope you keep a bed warm for us.
You're welcome here anytime. Even the big green fella, he didn't even cause any problems. I think we just lost one of your kind. Maybe he stepped out there, the young Bale or so. Whatever, he the one in the hoodies.
He likes to vanish sometimes.
Yes, I can understand that in a place like this. Sometimes it's nice to dissociate yourself from the day. You know. Anyways, the 12 gold pieces, that's perfect, thank you. And the lizard gizzard is so happy to have made your acquaintance.
And she gives this terrible bow. It's just like she tries so hard to be like this good hostess, right? But this is all, you know this is so beyond her. And at most, taking the 12 gold pieces is like living a dream of wanting to be a princess or something from 60 years ago or something. Like, just imagine that kind of a bow. Like, she had no business as royalty, no business as bowing to anybody, but here she's feeling pretty regal with 12 gold pieces, you know, probably more than she's seen in her life. So you know, Sal, I would like to give you,
Alex, don't twist your cables.
oh, but that's sorry, that was the Mabel thing.
You're gonna break them.
That was the Mabel thing I was just sort of still doing. All right, you're right. Thank you. So Salazar, I would normally be like, here, take 5 luck points for, in this case, generosity. However, that would be unseemly considering you rolled a critical 1, which is itself unlucky. So I'm going to split that and give you 2 luck points for
Sounds good.
for your kindness. and playing what is a lawful good character, if I'm not mistaken, right? So lawful good meaning you are law abiding, but in this case, you obviously see a good heart, right?
Yeah, or neutral. I mean, lawful to neutral good.
Yeah. So again, so take 2 luck points, the lesser part of 5 in this case, unfortunately. You can
Okay.
thank the critical 1 for that, but
Thanks.
well done.
We got horses.
Okay. What's that?
And a wagon. We got 4 horses and a wagon.
4 horses in a wagon, and it will take just half a day with little, like some of you are gonna have to ride the back of the horses as well, some of you will ride the caravan between the lot. It's not the most comfortable journey, but it'll do if that's what you want to do and you don't want to take it by foot. Now I will say that by foot you have some more options. Like, do you want to berry pick? Do you want like stuff like that? On a caravan, it's not like you can't stop, but it's like more of a 2 destination, right, type of thing. And also, in addition, it's kind of a target in a way, right? It's a caravan. You know, there is endless potential for, you know, banditry and the like. So I just want to double check that you understand that there is the different mode of transportation does equate to a different experience or different risk, right?
Yeah,
But
I
at
don't
this-
think I worry about bandits.
At this point in time, though, we have me and the Dragonborn, who probably shouldn't be seen, and
They
even the
won't
Kobold.
definitely be inside.
So we should be inside the caravan. So whether if we're on foot, we're a target. If we're in the caravan, we're potentially a target. The difference is that maybe they won't expect a 7-foot orc to hop out of the back of the.
That's true, and when one does, well, maybe that changes the game a little bit, right, so to speak. Fair point.
I
fair
didn't
point.
say
So-
that in Urzog's voice. My apologies.
No, but that's okay. That's okay. So are you as a group okay with this caravan, knowing the changes, knowing you're speeding by what could be some hidden things here and there, hovels and dens and whatnot?
Yes.
And not only
I
speeding
am.
by, but doing so as the target of potential banditry and whatnot.
I'm
Okay.
good with it.
Everybody good with it?
I'm definitely good with it.
Sure.
Because I think Bale's gonna be driving it because he's the only human.
Yeah, but Bale himself has
Yeah, but a scarf hides that.
I'm not wearing a scarf. Not happening.
Doesn't he? Put your
How about a bootelier then?
actually, I do need to actually speak to Derek in private. You reminded me of something I forgot, so
Oh,
I
okay.
need to do that very quickly.
Oh,
Feel
excellent.
free to take whatever breaks you need briefly.
Okay, muting you.
Derek, drop again.
Yeah, you did.
Did-
So
Did
you guys,
Derek disappear?
so you guys,
right?
well, you guys can all hear me, right? Yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys can still hear me. Some can't, right?
Well, everyone took off their stuff except for
Yeah,
me
okay,
and Kyle. I
okay,
think.
that's fine. I just want to say it's 11, so I was hoping to get more done again, like it always happens. But what is like the max here? Like 11:30? What are we talking?
Do you hear me?
Yes, hi.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome back.
Sorry.
Are you? Can you guys go to like
Okay.
11:20?
Yeah, 11:20.
Or is that too much? We can stop. We can stop now. After I talk to Derek, we can stop, and the journey to Daggerford will be
After-
arriving to Daggerford will be the completion of.
Maybe ask the group after you're done talking to
I
Derek,
will,
but
I
I
will,
think we
yeah.
should end it there as I do
Okay.
work at 6 o'clock in the
Oh
morning.
well, of course. Then there's no question. Sorry, I forgot the timeline of your work. I knew you were back, but didn't know what time. Thanks for sticking with me this long. Yeah,
I will take off my headset though.
Yeah, of course.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
Derek?
yeah, because you have to talk to him.
Okay, Derek. Only you
What's
can
up,
hear
buddy?
me right now.
Over yet.
Okay,
hope
buddy.
so.
So I forgot to tell you that now, and this may not directly manifest or be clear, but you now, you woke up last night, right? I'm sure you woke up from last night, right, Derek? And you now know the Aquan language.
Oh, school.
So you know the language of the deep, right? The fish people talk, whatever. And so that is going to be a surprise to people around here, right? And maybe
I better not keep mutating though. Like I better not turn into full fish. I want wings.
Maybe there's some aspect of this that you maybe shouldn't have even been told, but you know Aquin, so just think about. I want you to be able to remember that as an ability. Like, oh, you guys don't hear that? I hear that.
Okay.
He says that blah blah blah. Right? Okay. That was the key.
Quick question. But before we go back to the group.
Yeah.
I am in theory. I could go talk to Mabel in private, right?
Of course.
Okay.
Before you leave, it's got to be before you leave. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Is that something you want to do?
Yeah, that's gonna be something I want to do.
Okay, so we'll do that as people leave. We'll do that. Okay.
Yeah.
And but I'll have to make it clear that you went back inside the tavern before we leave. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I was
if
just.
we want to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh, I still got 20.
Thumbs up.
Yeah.
So Derek, you made note of that, right?
Yeah, I made note of that.
Careful, because we're hearable now. Okay.
Okay, we can hear you.
Yeah. Did Derek just freeze?
Did Derek just freeze? Derek froze?
I think he froze. Yeah. Damn, he's having a rough go tonight. Okay, guys. So, maybe I'm a trash DM. I don't know, but I was really hoping we'd get farther. Hey, Derek, welcome back again. You froze.
Yeah. Gonna drop again.
Okay. No worries. We're actually going to end it here. Unfortunately, it's 11 already. So Sean works at 6 a.m. So it's time to end. It's way past time to end. So I apologize again. We had another talking episode, but I hope you guys had fun for what it was worth, for what it was. Things I promise you guys. Things are picking up now here. I thought we'd get a little farther down the line, as I've always thought every time, but such as it is, we're stopping here. So thank you.
We don't need to push it.
Mine was good.
Never need to push it.
So thanks for sticking with us this long, Trish and Sean, especially those among you that have work. Thank you guys. I hope you'll be back all for session 5. If you can't make it, just let the group in Facebook know or let me know, and we'll work out solutions. But I'll see you next Sunday for session 5, okay? And that'll be the journey to Daggerford. But before everybody leaves, just a small, unexpected tidbit. So as you guys are saddling up the caravans and going through that process, I need you guys to roll. Perception check, please. Every single one of you guys. Except for Bale.
Nat 19.
Nat 19?
I got Nat 19.
19?
I got 18.
Was that 18?
Yeah.
I got a 9.
And then Kyle, you said 11?
No, 14, but that's with the modifier. You said
fine.
Perception, right?
Yep, that's fine.
So 10 and 4, so yeah, 14.
Okay, so Trish, did you roll your d20 as well?
Yeah, 11.
11, and is Sean here nearby still, or no?
I got a Nat 19, and it's
you said that,
plus 2 with my
do I
perception
get a
would be
plus 1 for
21.
my perception?
Yeah, you get plus 2.
I think I get a plus 1.
You get plus 1.
Okay, so
I got plus 2
12.
also. So it'd be a
Okay,
21.
so again, who's above 10?
Trish is above 10. I'm above 10.
Everybody?
Ajax is above 10.
Everybody? Okay.
I'm not. I'm 9.
Okay.
Sal.
Okay, so in this case, it is what it is. I mean, Sal and Gal are close in nature. You guys realize that as you're saddling up the caravan, there's an absent member of the party. And that absent member of the party, you guys catch, in fact, as it happens, all of you catch Master Bale going back into the tavern. And that's where we'll leave it. We'll take it up from there. But he's going into the tavern for a reason of his own, and he and I need to discuss that reason, but it can't include the rest of you. So I'll let you guys go through that. What you guys just know is that Bale has gone back into the tavern to do what? Who knows? But you saw it. You all saw it. So except for Sal. But so Sal, you have to suspend some disbelief here because you didn't see it, but Gal did. Okay, so
everyone did, and then you're just like, "What's going on?"
Yeah, so that's the after credits bonus for you guys. So see you next episode. I had a blast. Thank you guys.
Good night.
Thank you.
See ya.
Good night, everyone.
Good night,
Good night,
guys.
everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.